1, we go.
We're starting. It's rain. 73, I believe.
I knew Loth was going to make a raining joke. I knew it. I knew it in my heart of hearts. It's therefore he has been...
Take him to the steps.
Take him to the steps of Australia.
Not the Australian steps, please.
I banish you to the step of Australia.
Like Detroit, Australia.
You only the kangaroos shall judge you.
No, not Detroit. No.
It's really a shame because Detroit is actually much nicer now.
Than it was in the 80s. Yes.
Hi
guys.
I
want to preface this episode. If you're confused about what's going on here, so this is the episode being recorded on the Sunday where in America there's a little something called Spring Forward that happened. Despite the fact that literally every year they say we're going to stop doing it. It's terrible for you. It doesn't make anybody feel better. It's completely pointless. Nobody can actually decide to do anything worth a damn in this government and stop it. So,
actually,
we're here. And we jump an hour ahead.
What do you mean? We're great at invading Middle Eastern countries.
I have a person that's in my group, my Pathfinder group, that's in Phoenix. So they have no daylight savings time, so it makes our scheduling for them weirder because they.
Did Arizona finally bite the bullet? God,
Arizona did that a while ago.
It's a while back.
Okay, good for them. Ago. So here's the thing: in Florida, there's a referendum like every 2 years to do it, and we never do it.
What can we just?
I always say we're going to do it next time.
Can I tell you the fun?
What can we just never have wars? Move it on.
Can I tell you the funniest story? There's a city. That passed a ordinance to do away with daylight savings time, but because the rest of LA was like, we're not doing that, everyone in the city was like, please no, this will make everything more confusing and everyone will hate this.
That's kind of the problem, right? Like you have to start doing it in bulk, otherwise it doesn't work. But that means that we've moved all our clocks an hour forward, among other things. So it's a wacky, wild time. Before we go any deeper into the rain episode, I would like to remind you this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Adam Hartblex, G, Comey Zed, Carlos, Dragon, Jadavina Thezin, Rise of Kenji, Rogerman, and Sjorberg. Thank you very much, patrons. All right. Sorry, just reading the back chat. Okay.
God, fuck you, Axe. God damn it.
Sorry, it just came in my head.
No, it made me laugh. That's why.
With daylight savings, man. All right. Okay. So, chronologically, the next thing to do in the future, present tense, is the Hot Springs trip. However, especially because Dallas is saying that he has a heart out, we have at least one... I don't actually know how flashbacky it is, but we moved like 4 days ahead of time, so I'm pretty sure that Nicola's plans...
3 days.
Oh, excuse me.
To present were somewhere in the weekend.
Yes. It was supposed to be the day after the finals.
All right, so that Monday. I do also believe that, not that it's a huge deal, because you've got free days, but I think Aren also said Konrad might have to do some projects in the downtime as well to go back, but that's okay. We'll get there next. So,
yeah,
we start with Nicolos.
Okay. So this.
Sorry, I had to really fight the urge to yodel.
Nicola.
No. Nicola. If you ever invent cough drops, we're going to call them Nicolas. Nicola's, cough syrup, now in drop form.
Why? Imagine Nicola as like an old West style fucking like medicine
snake oil salesman.
No, not a snake oil salesman. His products actually work, but he definitely looks like a snake oil salesman.
It's the old school patent medicine. Some of which did work, and some of which became Coca-Cola. Anyway.
And some of which was heroin.
Nicola, you have been working on this project for quite some time. You were waiting on the right time to execute on it.
I had it done. I had the frame built by the end of the tournament.
Yeah, so you've had all the different elements, so...
Nicola will be in his workshop.
All right.
A giant... crystalline, fucking, I use big words sometimes when they don't mean what I want
glass
them to mean.
Is crystal.
Metal lattice is what, it's mostly metal.
Okay.
with a small glass sphere encased in the top. And on the evening, probably at around, we use normal time, right?
Basically, you don't need me to run over
Okay.
the time zones.
Like an hour before midnight. Because I'm going to be doing this at midnight, because I'm a fucking drama queen.
Yes. There is a technical term for the midnight hour, but I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
The witching hour?
No, actually, that's... First of all,
Also
that's
not
folkloric,
midnight.
not liturgical, but also that's later.
Yeah. No. No. I will prick my thumb. If they do, I'm gonna kick our Marquis off a roof.
No,
Unless
you don't
he
have
gets rid
invented.
of it.
You haven't invented daylight savings time.
I
Thanks,
feel like Leslok, I don't get how this helps if we're like, 'cause I feel like Leslok, like, wait, wouldn't it just like be annoying to everyone once we stop needing to use it for this exact purpose?
I mean, we can discuss the origins later, but that's not. Cast it aside. Nicola.
Woe be upon thee.
I cut my finger.
You sure you
and-
still don't want to say pricking of your thumbs?
Whatever.
Sorry,
Blood goes out. Blood goes out my finger and into the glass vial in the middle of this.
Yes.
Let's see what intensity pricking my thumbs is the spell as.
I'm gonna prick you. Wait, hold on. Wait,
no,
pause.
don't.
Hold on, pause.
Keep it together.
Pause.
One of us needs to direct the seed.
Oh, sorry. I swear, I'm not you.
Don't shoot me.
I know we're all having a time, but
I'm
gonna
God. Anyway, I will. After I have completed my craft, I will. God damn it. I need to not look at chat.
it's like that sometimes.
I will stow my craft in my bag, and I will travel to the castle on foot.
Yep.
And I'm going to travel to the garden.
Also, yes.
Once I'm there, I'm going to be sitting down, and I mean, I don't know that there's a better way to do this. I'm just gonna go start looking for butterflies.
Yeah. No. Yep. I won't make you roll. Yes. You're in the garden. You have your item. And yeah, no. So there's a little butterfly sleeping on a twig.
I will whisper to the butterfly in Elvish. What do I want to say? I want to be very careful with what I say and don't say, because it's fucking fairy logic. Yeah, no, I think I'll just keep it simple. I say, my lady, I request an audience.
Alrighty.
Swallowing me whole.
No. It's not that.
I was talking about the music that started playing.
Yeah, I was just thinking about saying, wait, nope, the music has swelled up. Turn that shit down.
Yeah.
Luckily, the audio version can probably catch it. We'll see if it stays in over me. Noise canceling passes and stuff. But I can't hear it because, as previously mentioned before times, I got a lot of fans. Okay. It's hot in here, and I gotta let the heat out.
It literally just started going, "Hobby sit," and I was like, "Oh God."
Yeah, yeah. That's the expedition, the 33s. No, this is not that whatchamacallit. But you speak this. The butterfly, like I said, was kind of like slumbering or just waiting on a branch. It just kind of like wiggles its antenna at you, and then flutters off on a wing, goes around behind the tree, and then kind of was going to say contrapposto. I think that's actually kind of the right word. The opposite rotation-wise from around behind, like, the butterfly goes around one way. Around the other side, with it kind of like alighted on her finger, is the Queen of the Fairies. Looking much like previously described, barefoot, hair to the floor, big ears, like 6.5 feet tall. Probably dressed in like, a simple kind of like, you wouldn't probably call it like a nightgown, but like very simple, shift of like moonlight silver. Got some cool belts with buckles shaped like leaves, or maybe the buckles are leaves. You don't fucking know, man.
I got time to theologize right now.
But yes, she kind of like holds up a finger that's got the butterfly, and then kind of inclines her head to you and says, "You called, Sir Doctor?"
I will give a very deep bow. My lady, I am sorry. Groundskeeper Willie. Groundskeeper Willie. Groundskeeper Willie. Anyway, my lady. As you know, I am Nicola Gridarvol, grandson of Marian Gridarvol, a scion of your people. Is that the right word? Hold on.
That works, yeah.
Yeah, no, that does work. That is what I wanted. And I come to you with an offer of friendship. I will present the craft I made.
All right. For the people at home, and also because it's been being assembled piecemeal for several weeks, possibly the people in the call, please describe your item for everybody again.
Yes. So it is a silver, it is basically it's a tree. The trunk and branches are made of silver. It is styled as a willow tree. The various leaves are styled in gold. Wrapped in the branches, twisted in the center, is a glass circlet, which I have filled with some of my blood.
Factory?
I mean, symbolically, yes. It's kind of like
I think that is technically what the phrase phylactery meant once upon a time, but yeah. All right. I'm filing that one away for later.
Yes.
So you
and that is my grandmother.
You said this by saying, yeah. I think that might be the right generational. We'll have to double check.
Yeah.
But so you are saying you would like friendship, and you are offering the item as a token of friendship. Then.
No. I will continue that then, because I did interrupt myself to describe.
Yes. Very well. Then continue your statement.
Sorry. I offer you this token as a bond, as a representation of my bond and my word. I pledge that so long as it does not harm the house of Logi or the nation of... Motherfucker, I have Lucky's problem.
Everybody does. It's time.
Time. The nation of Teine. That I will always be kin and friend to you and your court. You might call upon me in times of grave need, so long as it does not harm the house of Logi or the nation of Teine.
So you're kneeling. Actually, I think you said you're kind of down there.
I bowed at first, but then I went into a kneel because it's very awkward to do a long thing while you're bowed for like.
So
minutes.
you're yeah. So you've got this. So you say all of this, and actually go ahead, since you're trying to be all polite and stuff. Go ahead and roll me your charm plus graces.
Okay.
We'll involve the dice in this.
Well, shit.
Straight
No, sorry,
incoming.
I'm replying to luck. Well, shit. Okay, so races plus charm. Okay.
Nah, 8.
Omega,
No
I demand
dice.
a jinx.
I mean, I think that just makes him re-roll it.
Yeah. But we never use it.
It is true. I could give him the free EXP.
Your call.
Let me double check the effect, because that is once per turn. Or not once per turn. What am I? It's once per session.
God, once per turn jinx? Jesus fuck.
Feels very different, yes.
Oh, am I just an idiot? I wasn't just an idiot. Good job, Lucky.
So let's see. Problems will be chapter of the players. Jinx with procession. Now, may nullify one successful set you've rolled. Cannot appeal or reroll.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
So
nullify.
do I want to negate his set in this case?
That would be pointless. I have 9s and 8s.
And 3.
That is actually true. It just
Yeah.
says one set you've rolled.
So
You can still have a
like,
trigger.
I'm fine with you jinxing, but
Does-
like do it when it's funnier.
No, I think I should.
'Cause this
I will
wouldn't
try and
do
keep it in mind to
anything.
use it this session, but I should save it for something that's more impactful. I will say one of the beauties that I have to remember is that works great if you're rolling combat and I don't like the set you're going to use.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're going to
No,
be
Jinx
like,
too.
I'm going to elbow him in the face for 3
Look.
10s, I can just be like, Jinx, no, you don't. Your elbow
I will
slips.
be very, very honest. If you were a meaner GM, I probably would not have taken that. 'Cause you
Well,
could be
it's mostly
real
we just
mean with that.
we never remember until like once per session you roll and it'd be like, well, it'd be really
Roll.
funny if Nicola failed this, but it's like, is it funny though?
I thought it was the whole roll.
Because like
Is it
I
really?
asked you for the roll, that's why I wanted to. That's why I was like, I need to double check.
Yeah.
We almost never remember to actually use Jinx. Now if
Although,
when Nicola
it-
rolls
it-
funny single sets, I should remember that because it could just
You
be
did
like,
do it
no,
once
fuck
to
you.
great. You did do it once to great effect when I had a Grace's roll with Lady Maren. I do remember that.
Yeah, I think there were some times. Also, your pool was smaller back in the day, though. Anyway,
Yeah.
I have to shift my focus back. All right, so you say all this. You do not, trip over your words or flub anything. You say this. The Queen of the Fairies kind of like, tilts her head very slightly, kind of, looks you up and down, pauses to contemplate. And, she says, very, 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 very softly and very gravely, kind of says, "'Tis a powerful thing, Nicola, of House Gridarvol, you offer. I accept this thing," and just, just casually takes her hand by and not like snatches it, but just kind of like gracefully plucks it from your hands, and it's gone now. It goes somewhere. As a symbol and acknowledgement of your kinship and friendship, which is all too rare these days. She kind of pauses to like gently run a finger, kind of like, stroke her chin a little. Your word and your bond, however. I myself, Queen of the Fairies, often find it tricky when one claims to serve more than one master. Men like to say that they hold much loyalty in their hearts, that they can be loyal to gods and to lands, to men, and to their kin. But it's always a little trickier, isn't it? I have found that one can only truly hold one loyalty in their heart. To hold two would be to hold two ends of lodestone together. For the people at home, she's describing magnetic repulsion. You know, lodestones are naturally occurring magnets. If you would hold two of them, they would stick or repel, depending on the poles. Sometimes they cling, sometimes they push. She kind of, very slowly, kind of closes her eyes and seems to be thinking, listening, seeing something you can't see.
You're looking into my brain.
And she says, you, Nicola of House Gridarvol, are loyal to the people of this land first. You consider them your family, but you should be careful that you cast too wide a tree. If the trunk is not sturdy and the roots are not grounded, the branches will not hold anything. But since you have offered and asked nothing in return, your token I must repay. She kind of, again, very slowly opens her eyes and says, she says your name, Nicola Gridarvol. I don't know if you've got any middle names, but she would include those as well. Nicola, the Fairy Queen says your name in a way that you've never heard anybody say your name before. Like, it's the way when you think about your own name to yourself, she says it exactly like that.
Okay, file that away in my existential crisis folder.
He owed you now.
Yes, she says, I charge you not just with my friendship and my kinship, but to look after those who cannot look after themselves, and to heal harms that only you can. There will be times when I will require your arts of healing, and that time you must repay. Anyway, I put this in the normal sorcery tab.
Oh boy.
Congratulations, you've been geezed.
Yeah, you may have just been given a geisa.
That's fine.
Geisa.
I was about to say, you're a bitch now.
Geisa.
Yeah, let's.
No. I expected this. That's why I worded the words the way I worded them.
I guess this is like a next.
Yeah, but here's the thing: she didn't actually follow your contract. She made her own.
I guess it's a new duty. I guess. Yeah.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
You know
That's what you
that
get for
reminds
trying
me
to
of?
make a deal with the Fairy Queen.
Omega would get this. It's like, oh, a Catholic Bible. How quaint. I'll swear
Also,
on this instead.
Omega, could Dallas get double jinx if it broke this?
No. The funny part is this guy's already jinxed, so it doesn't work. But he will lose the passion if you break it. You're gonna get a new duty. What's your current? You can get more than one. What's your current duty phrased as?
To always heal those in need.
Oh well, shit. That's already a good one. Well, she would know that. She said that already.
Yeah.
Then what would be the charge? So I'm trying to put on my GM hat and think of the cool things we can throw here.
Are we trying to give him another duty?
Yeah,
Untriple full self.
I'm trying to think of something interesting.
Oh, let's see. He always. What was his current duty again?
To heal those in need.
Which, like I said, is what the Queen told them to do anyway. But it's already
I would
his
phrase it as
duty.
something to not turn away those in need, or something to the effect.
To always be a good host, maybe?
No.
To those in need?
No, not quite, because she doesn't care about your rules of hospitality.
Would this override his own?
You're claiming to be her
Oh.
Right, the other Fae.
gains a
Sorry.
passion, not
I
replace.
mixed up my Fae.
Okay.
Mixed up my Fae.
No,
I have
definitely.
a dumb one, considering the name of story. Show Noblesse Oblige.
No.
Or practice it. Oh.
Like I said,
It's a
I
good
think
concept,
we're
but it's a little
trying,
close.
We're trying to get something where
I'm trying to give Nicola a new character wrinkle that's not grossly out of character, because if he just breaks the Gisa immediately, then who cares? But like something to like push him out of his comfort zone a little, give him something dynamic. He already needs to heal those in need.
Maybe.
So this would be something more like
Always
I would say
elevate
do
those.
no harm, but that'd be pretty bad.
I guess then.
I thought about that too, but I didn't even say it because that's a little too.
Elevate
That's a
the
little too on the
downtrodden.
note. Maybe fight for
No,
those.
the Fairy
in
Queen
need?
doesn't really care about that.
Okay, fair
Fight for those in need. Fight for those in need. In
No.
not a literal sense, but like a metaphorical.
Those in
sense.
need.
No. The reason I say fight for is because like I'm thinking of it in like an advocacy standpoint more than a like physical fight.
No, I
Oh,
like to say, I think I've got it. I think I would like to say that you now have the Gisa, so you add a duty. There's a completely new duty, which is to defend the defenseless.
Okay.
Because that sounds like a fairy story type thing and also a chivalry type thing. But you can interpret it because it does talk about things like, spirit of the law. So in addition to gaining a new passion, which means you gain all the benefits of a new duty, you can get the plus die, but also the minus die if you don't do it. Also, once per action, whenever you roll a check that is related to your Gias, you may re-roll it if it shows no matches once. So if it gets no matches again, you cannot keep re-rolling it. But
I will just put a little box next to that duty then that says Gias.
Yeah.
Or Giasa.
And, if you ever break the Giasa, if you should ever be in a position where you can defend the defenseless and you choose not to, not necessarily that you, fail at doing it or some other situation where you take a penalty die, but if you actually, actively go against it.
Actively break it in spirits.
Yeah. The Giasa is broken, you lose the passion, and you would permanently gain the jinx problem or the jinx problem, but you are already jinxed. Let me actually change the grammar on that since it's just called jinx, not jinxed.
I feel like something bad should happen still.
Well, you'll probably earn the enmity of the Fae Court just in general.
Well, like I won't do it because I love working in things like this for roleplay reasons because I'm me.
I mean, I will say,
But,
so this is, a bit of fairy magic. It was done by the Fairy Queen, so she'll probably know.
Oh, she'll definitely know, but she also probably
And basically
knows I
after
won't-
kind of,
I won't break it.
Pronouncing that upon you, she kind of nods solemnly and says, sorry, I'm thinking about how to phrase it exactly, because she's not just going to be like, all right, you're a fairy knight now. She's like, with words and deeds exchanged, our position is acknowledged. Go forth and be your best self, Sir Dr. Nicola Gridarvol. If I ever should need you, I will find you. And then she's just going to step back around the tree and she's gone. No comebacks.
I will go back to my room.
Or take backsies.
Oh, I have a thing. I want to say
Damn it,
that
Aren.
this is something no one can see, obviously, but because of words exchange, I have this in my head. I go back to Nicola goes back to sleep, and in his dreams, he dreams about seeing himself trapped in the roots of an oak tree that slowly twists his body.
Ugh.
Okay, nightmare. I think that's the yes.
And then-
That's
So that was a
Roughly got it at
flashback.
Yeah.
There was a flashback, and now
But basically the Fairy Queen
Now I can turn
doesn't
into an
need
emo bird.
doesn't need mortal schmucks but she might need you to be you someplace specific sometime.
Yep.
Honestly, Nicola should consider himself lucky she didn't, ask for like a firstborn into her service or something.
Should have.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. The Fairy Queen's a very spooky lady. She spins a lot of plates. She has a lot of things she needs to be in charge of. Right now, she's just betting that someday she'll need a human doctor to do something for her.
I love that twisting of the that phrase where like the joke is like, "I'll require your firstborn." Okay, when do we start?
You gotta be careful with that one.
You can't see it. I just looked at the camera.
I would explode.
Waggled your eyebrows?
She would turn me into a tree.
Well, at least you'd always be hard for her.
Plenty of wood.
Would you stop?
We all went there. Sorry, the first of my coughing fits. Save that shit for the sauna talk. Okay. Sorry. I've got to let the real life heat in this room leave me. Leave me. Okay. But yeah, like I said, I've been thinking about this, and I don't know if that's exactly what I had in mind. I should have thought harder about, wait, does Nicola already have the fucking, not the Hippocratic oath, but the other, like always be healing in his mind already. But yeah, that was always the idea, was that, you give a token of friendship. She's like, that's pretty cool. I accept this as a symbol of a thing that's ephemeral between us, and definitely not a gift I would have to repay you. Because if you gave the Fairy Queen a gift she would have to repay, I think I would have to ask you to roll a new character.
Yeah, no, I was not going to do that.
Like if you just straight up did that, could also be what a Grace's roll would bail you out of. But yeah,
no,
that would be bad. But now instead it's more like,
specifically
I'm going to need you to do some stuff.
Yeah, this was not a gift. This is well, it was a gift, but it's not a gift to be repaid. It's a symbol of a promise.
It's not a gift in the way the Fae think of gifts.
Yes, it is not that kind of gift.
It is effectively collateral against a promise, and then the Fairy Queen's like,
yes,
okay, bet. And now you have a
symbolic
which
collateral.
is how she, one of the ways which she orchestrates her fairy nights, or she.
Yep.
Which is relevant to that thing you want to do.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, that did remind me that I had a crack I wanted to make, but I don't think it had a good time to come into the conversation. I was gonna have the Fairy Queen make an aside comment about how, Nicola's fairy side is winter, but the being in a fairy court's not actually hereditary.
No.
It's all about choosing your actions.
Yep.
Maybe we can spin that one later. Anyway, okay, all right. So that was Nicola, earlier in the week. Nobody notices anything different. Other than that, perhaps, the hyper observant among you may notice, moths and butterflies, occasionally following Nicola around. Mad dogging him a little.
Oh boy.
Yeah. The Fairy Queen's around. Of course, butterflies and moths are going to be around.
God, this fucking butterfly's mad dogging me.
Always watching, Wazowski. Always watching.
I don't want to picture the Fairy Queen as Raz. That's.
Now I'll save that voice for other stuff.
But yes, spoiler. I did take the first two parts of the name of the queen, and I would choose winter.
So you're still gonna pick winter.
Yes, because despite summer being healing, Nicola is not. I would not describe Nicola as like summer.
Well, honestly, I don't know if Nicola matches the attitude of either of the fairy courts exactly.
Not really,
No.
but I would say winter more than summer.
Doesn't that mean, though, if anyone slights you, you just take a -1 against them until you've gotten revenge?
Oh, it's debt based.
Oh, it's stat base?
It's based off debts and favors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slighting your honor is actually summer. The winter is if people
prey on
don't.
weakness.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds real great for your new, defend the defendless.
Look,
No.
I think I will be honest. I think the summer one is worse in terms of defend the defenseless. Any who have slighted them and
Favor
not
owed
taken
is
revenge.
step one
seems more,
is if a person
only
owes the
people-
character with this technique a favor, no matter how minor, they take a -1d on charm rolls against them, but the reverse is true. You take a -1d to all charm rolls against someone you owe a favor to. And then Summer Smile, Winter Bite is basically you pick Seelie or Unseelie, and then depending on which one, you get a 1. If you are Summer, you always get a +1 bonus on healing, fight, and perform rolls, but a -1 on your charm penalty applies to anyone who has slighted you and you've not taken revenge. Winter is a permanent +1d on lie, intimidate, and plead, but you take -1 charm on any character who shows them weakness and that you do not prey upon. So it is just, keep in mind, it is just a -1d to charm rolls. But it is said that the Fae hate to be in a debt, so you will feel unpleasant not capitalizing on your...
debts.
Yes. Winter and summer. I mean, I'll say this. I think you are free to pick whatever option will pick you. I will remember where your dice go. The summer thing about revenge is way more thematically appropriate to this campaign.
No, you actually make a good point. Like, even though Nicola is probably one of the less vengeful members of the party, there is still that undercurrent of revenge.
Yeah, the way I describe it in the note is summer is hot and fresh. It's growth and healing, but also war. Winter is calm, cunning, and grieving, but calculating. So honestly, like I said, I think there's elements of both, but thematically, summer with the revenge is like that's way more what we're about in this show.
I feel like summer makes more of a point. Also, it is summer, so that kind of feels thematic. Like, I know that doesn't matter at all, but like...
It is a little bit.
Oh, wait. What court... Wait, hold on. Actually, no. Nicola is extremely petty, and I have a deciding factor. What court was that one fairy lady who beat the tar out of us?
Oh, the one who attacked you? Both of them were Winter.
Okay, I'm picking summer.
Harmonia was Winter, and her boss lady, Faerun, was Winter.
Yeah, I'm picking summer.
Hey, congratulations, Nicola. I think you could say you don't hold a debt against either of those fairy ladies. You have taken your revenge by being petty. Welcome to the team.
Look, I've said it before. Nicola didn't inherit the tricksteriness. He didn't inherit anything. The one funny thing he definitely inherited is he's a petty bitch.
We're all a little messy. Okay. Sorry, I said we're all a little messy. That was I stood up to shake.
None of us
okay.
are all fucking 5, of course. We're fucking.
Okay. All right. Before we smash cut to the trip.
The trip.
I think Konrad said that he wanted to do a couple of things in the downtime.
And the credits.
Yeah, mostly he wanted to get started on whatever prize the 3 other people want. Konrad will gift his crafted prize to the runner-up, so Inara. And Moira can also, if she wants to, gift down or just gift it to someone else if she wants to.
Yeah, I think Moira will definitely thinks that thematically her opponent should actually get the sword, which will be a long sword. Because she Moira says this straight up that she means no offense to Konrad's skill because he's very talented, but she has been making her own weapons for herself since she's been about like 13 or 14 years old. So
Yeah. I'm sure
that is just how Moira rolls. Let's see. So yeah, one long sword. What would it be?
That would be for Rosenrot, I believe.
Yeah, Rosenroth.
Oh, that's such a good gift.
Ainara. Oh, how buddy does Ainara feel with Konrad?
Thanks, I hate it.
Well, that's creepy. Fuck.
Ainara, I think, would say that no, she if Konrad's already doesn't mind passing it on, the prize is just a prize. It doesn't necessarily have to be for your own use. She would like to use the prize to commission a brand new rapier that will be balanced for Logesh because he's just using something he, dug up at a marketplace in Lampclair. She has no need for fresh new swords at this moment.
Maybe she also teaches some fucking martial pathing.
Sounds good.
God, I'm just thinking, it's because we don't want to keep going this. I think Paloma will take the prize. The problem is that her first comment is gonna be, "Can you make an unbreakable sword?"
He can if he asks me.
I mean,
That's not me
hypothetically, but
making
not
it.
by himself.
Oh, true.
But yes, what
I just
would
hope that I can
Konrad say?
provide the material.
Paloma Espada clearly means it as a joke, but she would say, "Can you make an unbreakable sword yet?"
Well, closest thing I can make is I can forge Damascene if you'd want a blade made out of that specific material. It is much more meant for, killing, though, and not just for show or for dueling, however.
Paloma kind of pauses at that and does think. Then I think she does kind of more solemnly nod and say, "In that case, yes. A weapon that is strong, not for decoration. Not a dress sword, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
A practical tool." So yeah, she would want a rapier.
Okay.
She's making a very conscious decision not to get one that's fancy. It's we're thinking of the future. We want a real blade for real blade work.
Yeah. So Konrad would start working on that. If it's he probably will finish them later in the week, but he'll get started on them.
Yeah.
And he's also
Finish
starting
them.
a gift for Aurelia for when she goes to the college. And it's one of those, I'm not sure what they're called, but they're like the little shield placard that usually you see on cloaks.
Mm-hmm.
One of those with at least engraved in the House Logi symbol. Thinking he'll probably have to talk to Inos maybe about the actual pin part, because Konrad doesn't do jewelry really. That could come up later in the week, though.
All right.
Omega, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I genuinely can't remember because I was melting last week. Did I give Aurelia her gift? I know I made it. Did I give it to her?
I don't recall you even making a gift for Aurelia. What are you planning on
dagger.
giving Aurelia?
The dagger.
What dagger? I do not remember the dagger.
No. I definitely wrote this down. I
I mean, you made some
the,
alchemy rolls, so you may have prepped it.
I had an orichalcum dagger made, and I had it branded with house. One side with the one side of the. Is it still called the Pomelana dagger?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so one side of the pommel I had branded with the sigil of House Gridarvol, and one side I had branded with the sigil of House Logi. And I was going to present that to Aurelia as a gift of friendship and allegiance and stabbing people.
I mean, she'll take it.
And also as a congratulations for doing so well in the tournament.
She was number 2.
A close number 2, if I remember correctly. They went all ninja style at the end.
I think the rolls were pretty tight, but I double checked. It was still fierce. All right. Okay. Your body force. So you want to acquire your build your Dragonbone Bardiche.
Yeah. You can't see it.
And you also have money.
As I say this. Yeah. Yeah. Money.
Here comes the money.
Now I can no longer say I traded the sword away. All I got was this sick diamond.
All right, so a polearm is normally what? Wealth 2, so probably like 3 or 4. What's your wealth rating right now, bud?
5.
All right, you can acquire it.
Yeah, luckily I already, when we got the Dragonbone pieces, you did give me the stats for it.
Which is pretty nasty, because a polearm is already within shot killing +1 killing. And then Dragonbone is the same as Massive, so it's +2 killing.
Yeah, that's not in addition. That's just in total, right?
Yes, total of +2 killing.
Yeah.
I will. Even though I gave it to you before, I will retype it so everybody is on the same page. It's Whiska +2k.
We're winsking here.
If you at least get like 2 or 3, that's it.
I mean, yeah.
Well, it's Dragonbone, so there's no special armor penetration, but he'll hurt.
Yeah, that's the idea. And if Logesh is getting this fancy rapier from Konrad, he's basically going to upgrade now to both sides.
Well, you'll get it from Ainara, but it'll have Conrad's maker mark on it, which will be very funny. We'll see how that conversation goes later in the week, I think.
That's re-gifting.
This is not to mock Konrad, but the way you said that just made me think of like Logesh looks at the rapier, looks at the bottom of the hilt, it just says "Made in China."
I mean, it'd be made in Teine.
Yeah.
It has a stamp that says, Logi Brothers and Company.
It's just fucking Konrad etches in his smiling face and a thumbs up.
Or him flexing.
I don't think Conrad's that good.
No, not quite.
Now, if he gave it to Inos' goldsmithing tools, Inos might be able to engrave a little thumbs up guy. Okay, all right. So it sounds like through the power of retroactive continuity, some of the nights when you're not busy, you guys are gonna maybe do a little sparring, some other stuff. But
yeah, we can do that.
Sorry, let me drink my water. Nope, go ahead.
It was just to learn stuff from Red, because it's like, obviously it's like, oh, I should probably like actually try to be serious about this, considering all the other people around my age bracket being like, oh, okay, no, they're like actually they're very dedicated to this.
Wait, no, that's not a good.
I mean, those of us that are actively warriors, yeah.
There we go.
Hey, I did fine, and all I can do is throw knives.
Better image.
Says the person with like 3 fucking combat martial esoterics.
Yeah, one of them is throwing knives. I didn't actually get to. I used one level of one martial path that entire fight. Because I can't punch people.
Yeah, but hypothetically, you are not a shabby combatant. There
Oh.
are like some rules and regs involved, which
Yes.
but you're not bad at this.
Oh no, I'm great at combat when I can punch things.
Man, I still think you're pretty. Anyway,
It works. I assume I have to spend basically if I have 4 in a pool, I can't just add expert dice. So I have to turn 1 to that and put 1 point back in to put it back up to the number it was.
I think
Yes,
that's
if-
how that works.
If you had 4 dice and you bought an expert dice, it would become 3 plus an expert dice.
Okay, so I'll spend 2.
It's one of the reasons why, like, you guys figured it out.
Yeah, we got it. The math is a little weird, but yes, you have to convert a die you already own into a special die. Same happens if you ever get around to buying a master die, you would turn your expert die into the master die for the extra points. All right. Anyway, where I was going was on the evening of the Stars Day, the middle of the week, after you finish your outdoor luncheon, everybody basically packs up and you go overnight to Drakesboro. You stay at an inn overnight. Basically, this would just be. Well, first of all, it would help if you looked in the right section. Me looking under the calendar won't help. That's weeks ago. All right. But basically, it'll be you guys, the player characters. Anybody else, you're inviting directly from House Logi. The High King and the smaller parties from the high houses. To Drakesboro, for a day of relaxing, looking at local wares, etc. And some other things planned. And then, you'll stay overnight in an inn, relax, hit some saunas and hot springs, whatever, go walking around the town. Says some other things what you're going to do. We'll get to that in a second. And then you return to Stonehearth late in the evening of that day.
Is Enos' cousin still there?
Cousin Sard? Yes. Of course he is.
I'm definitely gonna hang out with them.
Inos hasn't moved his services with money yet.
Yeah.
But since, as described, the previous time you guys were physically in Drakesboro was a bit of a goop episode. I have recopied and pasted my description that was out there previously. So anybody listening too closely, I apologize for reusing myself, but I didn't want to write so much. So the actual town of Drakesboro is medium-sized but affluent. It has an alpine look to its designs, broad sloped roofs, mixture of wood and stone buildings. The township itself is marked with a mixture of timbers and earthenwork walls, and it has wooden watchtowers concealed in the nearby pine forests. And yes, this is alpine. It is, inside the tree line, not, or rather below the tree line. So it's not, bald mountain. It's tucked away in pine woods because there's many good things you can do with the pine tree. Local law is enforced by a mixture of the Lamplighters and by a local militia of volunteers, which includes various laborers, tradesmen, and night-class citizens in the locals. But something you would be familiar with by now was that the shops and streets are filled with small mercenary companies, thanks to the high value of the town and the high wealth going on. So there's numerous mercenary groups in amongst the locals. The lowlands below the township are filled with barrows or burial mounds for the ancient peoples of Teine. So, there are cairns and grassed over barrows in the valley below. So the town has probably its most notable feature in that it has a very winding high street filled with shops and guild halls. There is a market square, which does market days, but this is usually reserved for traveling merchant caravans. This brings goods from all over Teine, also includes the Iron Demon Holtz, and even some travelers as far abreast as Crag merchants. The biggest guilds, which control a majority of the workshops and artisans coming in, is the big smithing guilds, so blacksmiths, goldsmiths, redsmiths. And in fact, gold, copper, and silver are all mined from the nearby mountains. So there's stores for jewelry, tools, weapons, and household items. If you need cast iron cookpots or cauldrons or anything like that, that's all here. However, there are also, many allied guilds involved as well. Armorers, locksmiths, carpenters, masons, and the like. So any number of businesses you can get. There is, on the high street, a money changers guild hall, which functions like a small bank. Also very helpful with the, iron demons coming in to be able to exchange money back and forth as needed. There are even a handful of shops for firearms, for hunting or personal defense. Fine arquebuses and hunting muskets, handfuls of pistols and carbines, kind of a thing. The sort of thing a respectable young gentleman or a gentlewoman might need to protect themselves from wolves and bears in the dark of the night.
Oh my.
Or if one wants to go, like I said, rifled hunting. In addition, though, to all the trades, which I have even... yeah, actually, where is that note? Okay, it's the next paragraph to talk about it. I was going to say, the market square itself is full of either Iron Demon imports or goods Iron Demons like to buy while traveling here. So many fine woolen and mountain linen, rugs, carpets, scarves, and traveling cloaks. Hardy mountain wool and hardy linens are often appreciated by the Iron Demons. There are many fine forms of footwear, from soft calfskin sandals to hardy steel-nailed work boots. Again, the Iron Demons have to hike up and down the mountain. They know their shoes. Jewelry and gems of all sizes and needs flow under the watchful eye of Iron Warriors from the Circle of Violence and the local militias. And there are a number of other more ephemeral sorts of trade goods, kind of things you might like. Numerous, mountain cleansing powders, kinds of, powders and salts that the Iron Demons use to cleanse things. Handfuls of medicinal or cooking mountain herbs and roots. Many forms of black glass, and even, local delicacies like Genever or root beers. Genever being the old-fashioned, longer way of saying gin, the spirit of the juniper. In addition to the shopping, the other major industry in town, which you are taking the benefit of, is hospitality. The upper ridges, kind of above the high street, are settled near natural hot springs. So there are, natural mountainside open-air hot springs. And there are both public bathhouses and private lodges and saunas. And for every public house for workers and craftsmen, because there is like a large presence of the Miners Guild on the outskirts of town, including a very large, bunkhouse where workers can stay. But for every public house for workers and craftsmen, there is either a traveler's inn or a tavern or public house for merchants, nobles, and pilgrims to eat and drink at. And indeed, there are a decent amount of pilgrimage because the end of the high street, the street kind of starts somewhere down, probably at the market square, which is down the slope a little and winds up the mountainside. Because you guys are just, a couple of mountain peaks and slopes down from the Dragon's Eye. But the end of the high street has the imposing edifices of both the blacksmith and goldsmith guild halls, which are very big and fancy. The manor for the mayor of Drakesboro. And then also has the main square has a series of churches. There is a church or temple dedicated to Dea Tacita known as Our Lady Grandest of Mothers. Serves as a funerary temple and is access to catacombs, which are actually held inside the mountains, and is also a spiritual hub for visiting Iron Demons, because they are away from their local temples and shrines.
Yeah.
There's a volume of, penitents here in Silent Orders. You'd see a few of them kind of up and down the slopes. The temple also serves as a place to offer healing or alms for refugees, and has a very small selection of Soulcraft students who study under either local priests or visiting magisters from the Silver Tower. It's an old building, made of very solid, sturdy stone, and windows are black stained glass. Opposite it, across the square, is a newer but arguably more modest white plaster and marble framed temple to Hydrus with windows and spires designed to catch the sunlight. And that's Drakesboro.
Rad.
Ooh.
Anything the gang wants to do other than, like I said, hit the hot springs?
Well, Inos has to actually make a quick trek up the mountain. He's got to go take care of some stuff.
If... Well, it's a two-part if. Assuming nobody in the party feels like they need to chaperone you, and if Inos doesn't mind working a little bit, though you have a master die in climb, I think in my original notes I had it that like you can do the hike in like just like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
If you take the more direct but probably a little more rugged routes.
Yeah, no. I think Enos will probably do that. Like I said, I don't think Enos needs chaperoning.
Why would you need chaperoning up the Iron Demon Mountain?
That's what I thought.
Well, that's kind of like I said. Is if we give it by your leave, you should be good.
Yeah.
Like if you were not to be mean to Enos, like if you were Leslok, like no, I wouldn't let you go alone. But you're not
That's
the
more
Marquess,
reason.
so I don't care.
Well, also
Like-
you wouldn't let Leslok go alone because you wouldn't want him to fall down the mountain.
Well, no, I'm saying if Leslok,
Oh,
if
God, what if I
Leslok
climb
was an
forward?
Iron Demon and the Marquis somehow, I still wouldn't let him go.
I'm sorry, I'm just
wait,
thinking
wait,
him
I have no
not falling
place
down
to
the mountain. I'm
climb
thinking about
there.
like the
Yeah.
old Looney Tunes thing where a guy just constantly falls down like 80 floors of steps, just going ooh ah
That sucks.
Watch out for ghosts.
Actually, just say Leslok doesn't have any points in climb, so
yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's not. Like, I've never had a reason to get climb points before.
Anyway, so yes, Enos, will switch footwear. He's gonna take a satchel and he'll when we get to Drakesboro, it's a bit like. It's like, oh, they'll be like 3-4 hours. I don't know how long it'll take him to take care of stuff, but he'll probably be back by the evening.
you'd probably say not that Enos is an early riser, but like you probably like eat breakfast, set out, and your plan is basically to be like, I'll be back for afternoon tea, probably.
Yeah.
Hopefully be back for a late lunch. At worst, afternoon tea.
Yeah.
Pack
Nicola will
yourself
just be-
a buttered sandwich, a butty.
A buddy.
Oh, it should be Buddy.
Or the toast.
Thank goodness you're here.
All right.
Ah,
I'm
yeah,
also
but-
not actually going to make you roll. You've got a master die. I'm going to make you roll climb to get up the mountain.
I'm gonna shimmy up it.
Shimmy,
Like I
go,
said,
shimmy,
I'm
go,
fairly
shimmy.
certain the Iron Demons have several choicely picked out routes where, you got to go up a vertical cliff, but it shaves a couple hours off your time, and they don't care.
Just playing just playing.
I'm sorry, there's just splotches of yellow paint in areas.
Oh my God,
It's red
he
paint.
knows. I figured it out. He's part Skyrim horse.
It's escape containment again.
It has to be. I think a color, like a shade of paint against the rocks that only an Iron Demon would pick out very easily.
No.
I mean, it could be. We could make the joke about it being more like the later Uncharted games, where it's just like the lips of the cliff are just mysteriously bleached white for some reason.
Yeah.
No. Clearly, he has a Lara Croft vision where just the easy to climb parts glow like a vague white aura.
Well, it is a master die.
Old AC games where it's like, here's the start of the free running section. It's a white sheet.
All right. Anyway,
Where
Enos
there's
goes
so
up the
many conveniently placed patches of hay.
Yes. Anyway,
honestly, if for whatchamacallit, for the climbing up the mountain, it would be like the parkour sections in like Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Yote, where it's just like, you have this conveniently winding path for your grapple hook, and then you're at the end because there's a log always sticking out over the cliff that has a bundle of rope tied to it, so you can always shortcut back down. Anyway, Inos journeys to the Dragon's Eye. The Dragon's Eye is the Dragon's Eye. It's a big caldera. There's a bunch of statues carved into the living rock. I assume you once again go through the main tunnel at ground level.
Yeah.
Or quote-unquote ground level. All right. What do you go? What do you do?
So, first, Inos is going to visit his family. He's going to bring gifts for them and his sisters. Make sure that he makes good on his promise for last time to, bring them twice as much as he normally would. He also wants to go register. I'm not entirely sure our system for this, but needs to go register the masterwork, the Cazadora Nocturne, in our list of masterworks.
I'm pretty sure that would be your dad's office anyway. Like his responsibility is as greed.
Okay.
So yeah, you would talk to him, and he would talk to the masters.
The masters. And also, Inos wants, again, we might have talked about this last time, but I don't remember. But Inos is also curious about the location of what we call it, the hidden steps, and what holdings we may have had in the Fog Veil before the Iron Demons pulled out.
Yeah. I think you vaguely asked about it, but you didn't want to spread too far around. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're much more explicitly asking, let's see, what circle would that actually be?
I don't know.
Because let's see. Treachery is diplomacy. Fraud would be laws and records. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just a minute. Sorry, that was me breathing. All right. So you go to speak with the old circle of the fraudulent. Sorry, they're dried out over here. Hold on. All right. I don't know if I have actually listed the name before, but I currently, because I have one for each of them, I have the Prince of Fraud down as Inju Paiklan.
Paimon.
Enos probably does not speak with them directly, but you can speak to some, senior record keepers.
Yes.
Keepers of the law. Because you're looking for maps would be probably the right word.
Yeah.
Of kind of the previous range of the Iron Demon Holtz. So let me actually. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so if you pull up your expanded Norlon map. You guys already know that up mountain, upwise from Castle Vatnir. Part of the reason why that castle is built is because that's supposed to defend the ye old mountain passes to the Fogvale. Since nobody has been opening and clearing those passes in 500 years, they're probably not very serviceable right now.
Okay.
But there are back mountain roads that way. If you ask about it, what did Iron Demons consider this a state secret? Not really. Not the Hidden Stair. You're an Iron Demon asking, so they can tell you. They don't get this kind of request often, so the Keepers of the Law are probably going to ask Inos what he's going to do with this information, not in like an accusing way, but in a like, oh shit, nobody's asked about that in a long time. Well, what do you need to know?
Well, it's not necessarily a state secret, and honestly, we should probably inform the Iron Demons of... Well, actually, no. I will defer this. Does the Marquess... Inos would have probably asked the Marquess before he had it out. Does he want to keep the information about the Fog Veil under wraps for now? Like, keep it more under wraps? Or is he okay with Inos explaining things as he needs to?
I think go as you need to, because it's the Iron Demons are kind of like a very different position where it's like I don't think they're going to start spreading it to everyone else around them about it.
We like our secrets, man.
No, they like secrets, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're going to keep it to themselves, and also it's something that ties to their history. So
I will say, as far as you know, because I think Inos, you did, because you've been discussing the plans, you've brought it up at the big meeting that you had talked with your father about like surveying and getting a bunch of Iron Demon workers together to join the work on the Shadow Pass.
Yeah. Oh, that was something else that Enos was going to bring up with his father. I forgot about that.
So, like, go ahead. You're fine, because like I don't.
Yeah.
It's different than telling the other nations where they'll just start telling it to the populace.
Well, it's one of those things. It's different. It's
Yeah,
one thing
so-
to talk to Enos' father. It's another thing just to be telling Yeah.
Also, there probably won't be. I say probably.
Keeping it as a the Viceroy says it is still need to know, but if they need to know, you can let them know. So how does Enos wish to couch this to, like I said, to the circle of fraud?
Enos will basically couch it as that the kingdom of man is making inroads back into the Fog Veil to, I don't want to reclaim it from the wilds. I think it'd probably be the best way to say it. I don't want to necessarily say
Reestablish as a nation. I guess reestablish as like a functional.
Well, yeah, but Enos is thinking how he's going to pitch it to them.
Yeah, to reclaim it from the wild, and Enos wants to ensure that the Iron Demons, what belonged to the Iron Demons is returned to the Iron Demons.
All right. So yeah, so they bust out some old ass maps. Basically probably like stone tablets copied from wax tablets.
Ooh.
Or maybe cloth maps woven tapestry maps. But on your big old map of Norlon, you see Irontown and you see the Dragon's Eye, right?
Hang on, I'm trying to pull it up now.
Yeah. But for the people at home, roughly halfway between Dragon's Eye and Irontown is the Hidden Stair. That's your people's hidden back way over the mountains. You basically leave from the north side of the Dragon's Eye, wander through the center of the Dragon Spikes, and go down a back pass. You are told by like I said, the Keepers of the Law who show you these maps that like if the Kindred of Man are interested in this, they're not going to have a good time. We call it the Hidden Stair because it's our secret back way. sounds like it's a mountain pass that's like a lot of like sheer climbs. Like it's a free climb, or back in the day, your people probably used simple rope ladders or simple elevators to like move stuff up and down, rungs and cliff.
It's not so much a stair as it's a giant stair, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a very very large stair set. So it's, to your logistics brain, Enos, it doesn't sound like it's a great way to move cargo, but it could be a way to replace people in and out as needed.
Okay.
Now, if you want to talk about the range of the Iron Demons, after the War of the 13, the Iron Demon Holtz got much more concentrated. So basically now you guys don't go further east than Fjalliv. And do not go any further west than basically where the Shadow Pass is now. And have also retreated from your Holtz on the northern side of the mountains. So, like, where if there were any Iron Demon holdings on the sides of the mountains, like behind the Runewood and that side, you guys basically left those because they were considered too close to Vilter territory. You also obviously had Holtz and outposts all up that inner valley north of Fjalliv, like all of that inner valley up to Mother's Tears. Like, the reason why the Circle of Princes went there was because you guys knew about it. That was not an active Holtz because it was a volcano, and you guys don't actually live inside volcanoes that are alive if you can help it. But, extinct volcano calderas and other points like that, all in that middle block were retreated from. And honestly, actually saying you don't go much... Yeah, no. I think I'll stick to that because I like the idea of not going further east than Fjalliv. Your people do have some old holdings that were further east that are not necessarily in the Fogvale, border. It was just, decided to tactically retreat from them. But you guys have some holdings, in the valleys that's the source of the Rubisruth, and, again, your people used to live directly above the Anvil, the seat of House Wayland, because you were in trade. That one may have been more of a diplomatic, give a little terrain there and scooch a little farther over back out west, because west of the Corbwood used to be completely fucking uncivilized. So, making some inroads out there. But yeah, I want to say, I'm trying to think. No, I don't really... I don't really think it needs to be a scene, because it would be, just a brief stint of expository dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
But a thing you notice, I think that could be an issue is, again, I have marked for you on your map where the sanctuaries of the free folk of the Hidden Valley and the rest of the Fogvale are supposed to be. So roughly, based on the description you were given, where Irontown should be. Irontown was explained to you that it was a trade city that was once operated where Iron Demon's men and Mountainkin came together. So on your map, that's marked as basically there was once a human city with an Iron Demon hold under it.
Okay.
El Diablo. Sorry.
You do not know what the status of Irontown is. You don't know if there are the Irontown settlers are living in the spaces under now, because they would be very secure in the harsh conditions of there, or what. But that was, like I said, kind of a trade hub that was that to your people is pitched as, well, the humans live on top, we'd live down below. So you don't know exactly what that situation is in there, but you do have the rest of them marked.
Okay.
Would probably be... No, actually, this would probably be because you're telling your dad about the you probably discuss with him your plans to see the Hidden Stair and talk with him about the work teams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He would probably just, like I said, not needing a full scene, but he would probably just as a word of dialogue say, when discussing it, like to be. Yeah, I think your father would still say it is. He knows you're going to be careful, but to be careful about how you discuss these sorts of plans going forward. As mentioned, there has been kind of a movement lately with some of the younger Iron Demons that your guys' culture is a little too deferential to humans.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're not careful how you bring that up to the wider Iron Demon populace, and if the princes aren't careful in how they spin it to the populace, you could, I know you out of character Lucky were like, I'm not thinking like a full, revengeism or a full Reconquista. There are elements of the Iron Demons who would be like, hell yeah, Reconquista. Which is, again, very similar to the issue that's been discussed with, like, not turning this into a freeball crusade for adventurers, That's also something that would probably not be good for the overall long-term health of the Fog Veil to have, packs of armed iron demons wandering around the four corners trying to figure out, where the fuck is that hold supposed to be? Is it this cave or that cave? Oh, no, this cave is full of rune bears. Arg.
Classic Elden Ring problem.
Also,
This cave is full of a beast man with a sword 3 times his size. What's that? He's doing flips on it? That's Elden Ring.
okay.
Yeah, that
There's
is
at least
Elden
3 of those guys.
There's a big wolf
gotta
with
be careful.
sword.
You gotta be careful.
I mean,
That's a kill.
there's at least 3 Ks that have those overalls.
But yeah, so like I said, that's kind of like what your father cautions you on Inos. Like I said, you can see that you're probably going to want to think very carefully about taking inventory of this Iron Town thing, because you know that that's supposed to be one of the big sanctuaries, and they've been there a while. But then in general, you might want to be careful about letting the cat out of the bag without cautioning or if there's explicit whatchamacallit, prescriptions. Make sure perhaps that the Iron Demons are in full cooperation with the plans of the new Viceroy.
Yeah.
No demon conquistadors. You'll get taken over by a bat god and become vampires.
Is this
Incredibly
Magic the Gathering
specific.
lore?
I mean, could be worse. Could be the Golden Land. I don't like how he said no.
What
I go find the magic card.
Eldritch did nothing wrong.
You couldn't even stop yourself from laughing immediately.
Yeah.
Anyway, any further things Enos wants to bring up with anybody at the Dragon's Eye? Freak out.
Fucking goddamn.
It's just one of those days, guys.
It
It's
is
one of them days.
It's one of those things. Let's see here. Saw my family, saw my sister,
Where you
gave them
going?
gifts. Talked about the hidden stair, got some holds, talked to the father about some of the work plans, was cautioned of the more radical faction of Iron Demons. Radical. They are not 90s Iron Demons, unfortunately.
No, we haven't invented the skateboard yet.
Oh my god.
Also, I technically turned it around because the magic one was about vampires turning into demons.
We don't want any of that. Anyway.
What is it? Where's that fucking... Sorry, I'm just...
Where's the fucking?
Yes, where's the fucking? It's
Good question.
sorry, I was looking at all like I just think of 90s and I think of the fucking teal.
Yeah,
Iron
that's
Demons
it.
in teal and purple jackets.
I like that I can see a Mighty Ducks logo in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just, I'm hearing the Tony Hawk Pro Skate sound in my head.
Oh my god, that old Pistons logo was awful.
Yeah, no, you don't remember that?
No, I
90s,
look, I didn't get into sports until the 2000s. They had the better logo. God. Oh my god.
And I guess
You
some
can
of
see
the logos
that
are good.
You can see that I tried. I was like, what kind of name would a Tony Hawk in this universe have? Bony Shark.
Bony Shark.
I'm sorry.
Keep it in
That
mind.
makes me think. That makes me think it's like not a pro skater, but like a pro surfer who used to be a fucking pirate.
To be fair, that's
All right,
fair
everybody,
one
start
point.
playing the mirror.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so one thing is like it reminds me of a Dragon Quest VII. There's literally like the famous captain called Captain Shark Eye.
Shark Eye or Shark Guy?
Eye, as in the optical lens.
Man, guy would
Wow, that really took a lot.
It's me, Captain Shark Guy.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
he Captain Shark.
All right, why not even bother? I'm gonna go die now. Bye.
What? No, that was funny.
Anyway, I think I'm done with the with the Iron Demon stuff, so I'm gonna come down the mountain.
All right.
I'll parachute down.
Down the mountain.
I mean, you could actually do that.
I ain't want to say for time.
I don't think I have the skill in parachuting to do. Was it base jumping?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, what's your coordination plus expert flying?
Oh my god!
Expert flying is a thing.
Yep.
Harpoon
It is now.
exists.
It is
Oh, yeah,
now.
the
Yeah.
Harpoon, yeah, they do. Yeah, the Harpoon would have it. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Get
sorry,
it
Yes,
I-
you can get a, and creatures can have flight as well, but also that would be your parachuting and other stuff skill.
I also took expert flying. Well, no, I'm serious because I'm my form is gonna turn. I turn into a bird person, an emo bird.
Right, the sheet. Yeah, yeah.
He's an
Yeah,
animal.
he's planning on getting war form for Baneful.
Yeah, because that's what my grandmama was.
Trying to bend the egg.
An animal?
Emo
God,
bird.
you
No, an
really
emo
are
bird.
You really are just becoming the fucking black feather, white feather, sad boy.
Oh,
Really becoming a
Kamen
Fire Emblem
Rider.
character.
Anyway,
I'm gonna suggest that we take a short break and come back.
Yeah.
probably a good
It might be
idea.
break time. How long you been going?
A little over an hour.
About an hour and a half. About an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Let's pause her.
Let's pause
Pause.
this shit.
Shake the sillies out.
All right.
And we go.
What the fuck?
All right, we're back. Dallas, I need you to leave the realm of bad sports logos.
Sorry.
Please get rid of this. This is too distracting. This is too distracting. Get rid of it.
Yeah, no, I'm
What?
be gone. Be
Too
gone.
distracting.
I can't
Did
look
you
at
just
that
have
anymore.
a fat ass neck?
It's too distracting. Don't worry
Shush.
about it.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I know what Konrad said he'll be doing during your day. Obviously, we know what Inos is doing. He's, goes up, come back down. Konrad's doing a little shopping, basically browsing the markets on the guild halls, looking at the things they've got.
Yep.
What is everybody else doing with their day?
I'm gonna go be a good host. I'm gonna go spend time with the royal family.
Salad? We doing a little walking tour type stuff? All right. Anybody else?
While she's here, I guess I'll try to spend more time with Ainara if she's willing.
Is Inara here?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I said it's the small parties where the high houses came. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nicola's just going to chill with anybody that wants to chill with him and relax because Nicola loves hot springs.
I think we're in the sauna yet, so
Ainara probably does similar to what Konrad will be doing, which would be looking at the local guild shops and markets.
Oh, I'm also going to pick up some
Anything neat.
jewelry.
That's fine.
Fair enough. So when you get back, it basically seems like everybody spent their day shopping, except window or otherwise, except Leslok, who only tangentially spent it shopping and mostly probably just spent it, walking around, looking at things, talking about stuff.
So, what are we, late lunch, afternoon tea time?
Yeah, probably around afternoon tea.
All right.
That's all right.
I'm trying to think. Would you go for... Would it be best to hot spring soak before dinner or after dinner?
Inos goes, why not both?
Could be both. You could do it separate. There would be you could hot springs bathhouse it at one point and then sauna after. All right, Logesh is taking a bite break, but
Yep.
I
Both.
assume because the only other excuse me, well, Loth's talking about taking a bio break when we just stopped, but it's like it's fair. He was attacking. He was fighting the sports logos and talking about Trick Cow. But break time's over. The only sequence I have left in mind for this day and this trip before we move on to then eventually the finale day. Though there will be a brief intermission at the next set of Curia and other kingly business, is just to get you guys in the sauna together.
Sauna.
Yeah, sauna.
So I guess the question is, how large of a gang do you have? Is it just the 5-player characters, or would you be thinking, a few more of your compatriots among the house? Technically, it'll be 6 because I'm pretty sure, like I said, that while he doesn't bring, you bring no weapons, no quarrels into the sauna. I'm pretty sure Everhelm's going to stick with Leslok no matter what, just in case.
The tackle a
I
guy.
mean, how big a group can we fit into a single sauna?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are the sauna place, so you probably could go as big as a dozen, but like half a dozen of you would probably be comfy. That would mean that you guys have enough space to actually spread out a little. Have some room to move where you're not going to bump into anybody.
Let's go for 8, though, just so it's slightly uncomfortable.
All right, I think...
I'll grab Krampus.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Leslok's already talking about inviting Kefis, and Kefis would probably rather socialize with you than anybody else. Who's number 8, then?
Rodrigo?
I don't know if the rest of you are that close with Rodrigo. I mean, it could be Mattis Gladwin. You guys like him.
I feel like
Mattis has been in the sauna with you as well.
I feel like
I vote
he's too
for
soft,
Mattis.
though. You big boy.
He's not quite that big.
Nah.
He just sit in the upper row
Yeah.
of because there's 2 rows in this sauna.
No, I definitely vote Mattis because
Unopposed.
he's the homie.
Okay.
You got no one else, so that sounds good.
There's no one else
Sorry,
I would invite.
I was double checking, and I'm like, I've gotta now post this GIF.
Yeah, I wish there's 2 rows of seats in this essentially.
Yeah. And it because it is a sauna, there would be the steam is provided because you have buckets of water and ladles in the center, and there's the simmering coals in the center, which provides the heat and the steam. So if you require more heat, you throw in more coal. If you need more steam, you throw the water on it.
It's like probably more also probably architecture wise, just it's like more of the traditional Norwegian area design sauna rather than the minimalist. I think this is Japanese. I don't know. I'm bad with architecture.
Yeah, I don't remember this exact episode of Seinfeld, but yeah, no, it would still be wooden benches and slats kind of a thing because those absorb the waters, which is good because if everything was fucking slate, you'd die because it would get humid and slippery.
Yeah. No, but I more just mean it'd be more bowed out, more cabin-ish aesthetic.
A little more rustic, a little more naturalistic than
That's the
pine
perfect word I was
slatboards.
thinking
Yeah.
of.
No, rustic is the word. Yes. So yes,
Yeah, that's
you got a couple. You got a couple decks. if you when changing out of your gear and stuff, there are probably white towels to encircle yourself in, but obviously you don't have to wear the towel or the loincloth in the sauna.
My brain immediately thought of that fucking moment from Mulan. I am Yao, king of the rock.
I am Yao.
And there's
Sorry.
nothing
No,
you
it's,
sissies
I
can do
am
about it.
King of the rock.
Inos brings a towel. He don't bring no loincloth.
Yeah,
Yeah, same.
Like I said, everybody's modesty in the TV version is preserved by a gentle level of fog at groin height.
Yes.
There was a bizarre light shining through at some angles.
Nicola uses fucking like he has beauty too, so he can use dramatic posing to preserve modesty. I have the ability to be at the perfect angle for no one to see anything, but just be tantalizing enough.
Now we have
Honestly,
Enos also
you
has
described
this.
Nicola as having very long hair before. Do you have enough hair for modesty? Modesty ponytail?
I don't think it's that long because it's down to like my like the small of my back.
Like to your mid back, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, while he does have a lot of hair, he's also a tall, gangly motherfucker.
True, actually, yes. Actually, this is a good while we're thinking about a good character note. Because it's actually no, it is permanently fused to you, yeah. So you are wearing your prosthetic and
yes.
What does it get too hot? Actually, I don't know. I don't know orichalcum heat conductivity works. So
it's also not orichalcum as the base. The base metal is once again adamantine.
okay.
Orichalcum is just the once again, orichalcum is notoriously like fragile and brittle. So while there is orichalcum decoration, it is mostly adamantine.
Well, I don't know what the heat conductivity of those metals are.
Neither do I. I know adamantine is
well, I will say this. Adamant is supposed to be indestructible, so
yeah, it can't be conductive because it would be like
once worked, it is notoriously difficult to rework. Yeah. So yeah,
I imagine orichalcum is very conductive, but that's not what's fused to my shoulder socket.
Which is good because you don't want to burn yourself.
No.
Speaking of the similar, I think Mattis Gladwin is the same. He's just sitting, leaning over, the towel's over his shoulder, kind of a thing.
Like, okay, so family.
Everhelm is probably no towel, but is just stripped down to the loincloth,
Let's see, who's in the room? Family, someone I routinely grapple around on the ground with, and a family friend. So yeah, probably no towel. Or like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you sling the towel.
I'm not worrying about modesty.
I think Kefis has the towel around his waist, but that's mostly because it's easier for him, because I do want to, as a character note, Kefis Verity is involved in the scene because, honestly, you guys have already pretty secured this guy as, like you said, a pretty close family friend. He, Batman with Konrad, and you guys are part of, whether you all of you know it or not. Your house is part of a conspiracy to put him in the head of his house now. So,
talk about that.
He's pretty tight with you guys. But he wears reading spectacles, so he is basically either constantly squinting or constantly wiping the condensation off his glasses.
Oh God! Oh no, the pain!
No, as someone who wears
he either has to squint nearsightedly or he has to constantly wipe his glasses off.
For his own sake, I hope he just goes with squinting, because your glasses will not unfog. They will not.
Depending on how long you guys are in here, he probably does eventually just give it up and puts them on top of his head and just squints at everybody. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think Leslok just doesn't feel like sitting on just the raw wood.
Nicola feels at peace being near nature.
I'm about to say I feel at peace being near a bunch of naked men.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we don't say that out loud.
No, there's not nearly enough grappling and oil involved. That'd be his piece.
While naked.
Mostly
All I
naked.
found were two oiled up German guys trying to wrestle me.
Da!
And weird.
Weird.
So references aside,
Ugh. I have things to bring
I
up. But I don't
got
want to bring. I don't want to be the first thing we talk about because I don't want to be like, who the fuck starts a conversation like that?
That is true.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, you guys are all,
guy.
like I said, you guys are all among friends, so I imagine the conversation is pretty casual. We did
don't
kind
even
of
know
like
what-
talk and joke previously about
Thank you,
the
Lucky.
way
Exactly.
it is in the sauna. Like,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's equal in the sauna because you're all basically just as naked.
Yeah.
Like you have different ways of wearing it, but there's only so much to be going on. Like I said, I think the only reason why Everhelm like has his his loincloth circlet type thing in is because as Leslok's bodyguard, if like somebody kicks down to the door to the sauna, he has to sally forth to repel them. So he's like,
fair.
hold on, I want to make sure I can dash out into the hallway in case there's a crisis.
All right.
I am ready. I am ready to do a Yakuza
When-
Steam battle anytime.
That's fair. I have a question for everyone. What is everyone's charm and body score?
Charm?
I mean, but it would be more if they possess any levels of the beauty advantage.
Oh, okay. What's everyone's body score at least?
3.
3.
Or
5.
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, we know Hulk Hogan. Oh no, sorry, not Hulk Hogan.
What's your
He did
body
it
score?
naturally?
Mine's 2. I'm like, oh, this guy.
Hey-oh. Yeah,
You also 2, Nicola? Or more?
no, I'm 3.
Okay.
I improved mine once naturally, once not so naturally.
God, where's that scene in fucking Golden Kamuy where it's just a bunch of dudes in the sauna?
I mean, that is kind of what we're going on.
Yeah.
I will say that Leslok, you are not technically the skinniest, least built guy here,
That is Logesh.
but that's only because I think you're tied with Kefis. I have to double check though because he punches people.
That's fair. I have no points in fight, but I have like
He's got that sleeper build.
I do have no points in
He
athletics for
looks
fight.
scrawny but has definition.
Yeah, actually, no. Yep, he is body 3.
All right.
So
Yeah,
yes,
no,
Leslok, you are the skinniest here.
this is
maybe-
the closest I got.
This is I think where everybody realizes, because this is probably the first time you've seen Kefis Verity without a shirt, that like he is actually built like a lightweight boxer.
So me and Kevin
It's
have
just
very
relaxed.
similar body types then. Where
Yeah,
as soon as
I
we
mean
put
he's not
on
as
clothing,
quite
we
as
lose,
angly as you, but yeah.
But no, I just mean as soon as we put on clothes, we magically lose all muscle definition.
Well, I think that actually you and Kefis kind of not exactly alike, but you have
don't
similar
notice that.
fashion senses because Kefis is also like a lot of like traveling cloaks and coats and robes and kind of thing, you know. But I
give
do believe
a
that,
respectful nod. Yeah,
Comrade is our winner in terms of bulk.
That was Jotaro for a second.
No, that's
I just
fucking.
photoshopped his head on it.
It's like the undying. It's like the immortal or undying. I forget his.
No, I know.
One.
But no, yeah, Konrad is the
I forget his-
muscliest, and Inos is the prettiest.
Yes, true.
Mr. Beauty 3.
I am Mr. Beauty 3, yes.
Oh god, do I just expose? Yeah, no, this all just stays here. None of us are going to talk about what happens here. So,
What happens in the sauna?
That's true. That's the other rule of the sauna.
Yeah, like that.
That was the thing I was going to bring up. The first rule of the sauna is everybody's equal in the sauna. The second rule is what happens in the sauna stays in the sauna.
Phrase it.
yeah. I just double check where I wrote this down. I just wanted to find it again.
Oh, Lord.
Smacked my fucking mic arm.
Yeah.
For the record, also, just to say it because they are here, Everhelm Ferran is 3, Mattis Glaben is 4.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know why I thought Everhelm would have also been 4. I guess I imagined him beefier in my head.
He probably needs to bulk up a little, but yeah, he's more of like
I just gotta go for it.
tall, lean. I mean, he's actually like I've tried to do the voice whenever I speak as Everhelm. My fantasy casting is I imagine Everhelm as looking very similar to Jon Snow.
I imagine I imagined Konrad personally. My casting is Hugh Jackman because I cannot not imagine him as Wolverine. Just ripped his shit and like. Because are you shorter than the rest of us?
Konrad?
I think Conrad's super.
I could have sworn he was
super
short.
tall, but
He's only
also
shorter
not
than
super
you,
short.
I'm pretty sure. Nicola.
Okay, I'm just a freak then. Never mind. I don't know why
Yeah.
I had you as short. Oh no, it's because you're the youngest. That's why.
Nicola
Okay.
is what, like 6'4" or something, right? Or-
Nicola's Nicola is 6'3".
yeah, and Conrad's only like 6 foot.
5'10".
Yeah.
But anyway.
To be fair, Nicola is shorter than me.
I think Leslok's just gonna like lay back and just like.
Hey, Lucky.
Hmm.
Just as a side, I'm gonna deal you some psychic damage. Look in mobile game chat.
Why are you doing this to me right
I can't
now?
believe you've done this.
Not right now. God damn
Gods
it.
sees him.
No!
Beat him with small hammers.
Where's it? There it is.
6'6".
Yeah, thank you.
I described her as 6.5 feet tall before. Yeah, Nicola is about as tall as Lady White.
I somehow lost this.
She's
here
6
from
foot
my
and a bit.
favorites.
No, physically he is just as about as tall, nearly as tall as the Fairy Queen. Emotionally and spiritually, he is like a child compared to her.
I think
Actually,
everyone's a child compared to the Fairy Queen.
Yes.
We did have that
Yeah.
discussion that she is. Not only is she older than the Covenant, she's older than the Calamities. So she's the oldest person you know.
Yeah, she's
The
the oldest
biggest sister.
non-god thing.
Would we really be talking about her in the sauna?
It really shouldn't be.
No.
well, actually, funny enough, I was about to ask out of character, what are we talking about? in
Are there
this one?
butterflies
He's gonna
in
start
the
us off.
sauna?
Cuz.
Hmm?
I need some advice.
On what?
Actually, before I ask about it, are you a virgin?
Enos, Enos at this point was kind of like
It's a
leaning back,
conversation
head
like
back, just thinking to say, and he just, snaps his head up. I beg your pardon, cuz.
Hold on, I just want to say, I'm not sure if the microphone picked it up. I coughed and sputtered. That's actually also how Logesh will react. Like,
Yeah, I was doing an in-character reaction also.
also, sorry, Lucky. I just thought of our favorite. What?
Conrad pours some more water on the coals.
I was
need
just
more steam
thinking
for this
that's
shit.
always your get out of an awkward one is you throw more water on the coals.
We're here. None of us should leave these walls when we talk about this, so.
Are you propositioning us?
What?
No.
What?
Wait. Wait, no, Enos holds up his hands on just like, wait, no, quiet. Cuz, you're asking me if I'm a virgin, correct?
Yeah, I just want to know if.
Well, no.
I'm going to overlap this.
Like, no, I'm not.
Alright.
That's good.
Then I guess.
Can I throw the cold water on Nicola now? By the way, like when Nicola said all that and like before Inos calmed the conversation down, definitely took the ladle to like throw it at him.
I'm just gonna read what I wrote down because I feel like I have to just read it verbatim.
If you're thinking of it, go for it. Yeah.
Actually, I wrote this down. You guys should I say it or just show you guys?
Say it.
Real quickly.
All right,
Yes. Just say it. We are audio textual.
Oh. Okay, good. I was trying some things on my personal end. I wanted to know if I could try a few different techniques. I've not really put it. I've not really put it as one would say, but it's not really something that come to mind when she tastes sweeter than any dessert, and she's trying to stop herself from screaming all the time.
What? I'm sorry, Axe, you're speaking too fast.
That's fair. I probably did it. Say it again. Oh, okay. Good. I was on my own personal end of stuff. I was trying some things, and I wanted to know if I guess, learn a few different techniques. I've not really gone the whole way, as one would say, but it's not really something that comes to mind when she tastes sweet dessert and she's trying to stop screaming all the time.
Okay, that time.
Okay, now I got Enos kind of, blinks, leans forward, crosses one crosses, one leg over the other and leans over on it,
that's
and
what I
just
was
like,
thinking.
cuz, are you perhaps initiating premarital relationships with your fiancé?
I feel like everybody in the room turns to look at Leslok, except, by the way, Everhelm Ferran, who is very consciously not looking at Leslok. He's like, I gotta cover for my homie.
Nicola is also not looking anywhere.
That awkward silence is very loud.
Into the void.
Everhelm takes the ladle full of water and throws it on the coals. More steam.
I thought this would be easier to ask in here on
Smoke
the
screen!
Obliges.
Scapa!
Can I have all just swear to secrecy upon death, to secret or death?
I swear nothing, cuz.
No, it's.
I, for one, would rather die
If
than
Inos
talk about any of
violates the
this.
sacred rules of the sauna, we'll dunk him in a very cold lake. That's how this works. Sorry, Inos, I don't make the rules.
Depends on if it's summer or winter. Be worse or better.
But, cuz, it's all like, sauna aside, it's all like, you're telling me that you've been getting frisky with the 5th princess of the realm, who is your betrothed and you are due to wedding, but oh god, how do I say this? Because this is not the way I thought the conversation was gonna go. But Inos is just kind of, it's all like, Inos is like, do you have? Well, for one, be glad we're in the sauna and the sacred rules apply. If that got out, well, that'd be quite a bit of a scandal. Yes, it's scandalous, that's what it is. Which is weird me saying it, but it's true.
It's a little scandalous.
It's a little scandalous. It's like... It's like, well, from the sound...
You're not supposed to do that, right?
Normally no, but we're boys. Something is to be expected, but usually...
I feel like Kepis, like after cleaning the glass, this is probably where he realizes that it's futile and he just gives up. He puts the glasses on top of his head and he kind of coughs slightly and says, well, it's been a few years since scripture classes, but I believe the books are ambiguous on the exact nature.
I thought it was more just a house to house.
Well, it's one of those things where
Marriage is supposed to be, a sacred, inviolable bond, so you're supposed to be a little careful about it. I believe there are some prescriptions in the classical common laws about what's the word? Philandering? Kef is kind of like, it's hard to tell if he's trying to like make a suggestive face at you, Inos, or if he just can't see you so good without his glasses and in all the steam. Mm-hmm. But he makes a gesture in like Enos's direction.
And it's like, yes, I am quite a rake and philanderer myself, but the only person that I've actually had relations with is Lucy Essex. And our relationship is well defined by that. Even though I am courting the affections of both Nocta Luca Mouse and our good Princess Estelle, I have not had any physical intimacy with either of them. At the best, we get to.
I feel like. I feel like Mattis Gladwell should probably say, Enos, I think that's well. I think that's for the best, Enos.
Yes.
The third one. I don't know how Miss Rear Mouse feels on that level, but
Yes. Like I said, because I'm pretty sure that our nation as a whole takes the purity and maidenhood of the princesses very seriously. It's like, I'm greedy, but I'm not an idiot.
Kevin again kind of lightly coughs and says, "Yes, the concept of chastity is a little wiggly, but generally, yes. Anything before marriage, getting involved in a marriage, that sort of thing. You got to play it careful."
Well, the saving grace is that Nerissa is your beloved betrothed, and so ultimately, nothing will probably come of this. I just have to say that, frankly, cause I'm surprised that you would do such a thing. You never seemed so interested in things when you were younger.
I haven't taken a maiden.
I'm sure.
Ooh. I think Everhelm kind of leans forward a little like that. No, I think his lordship is perhaps playing a little fast and loose with the rules. Then
Hold yourself
Yes,
back.
play
dude.
fast
Hold
and
yourself
loose with
back.
the rules. Never.
Don't make any crude jokes.
not those rules. I mean, talking about what
No,
I have to
I
do the quote.
understand.
Talking about what it is.
I understand. He's quite the cunning linguist.
Enos does throw something at Nicola.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
This fucking drop water on his ass.
I don't know what
I'm
gets
just
thrown at
imagining
Nicola,
Enos
but
takes
something
the ladle
just gets
from
yeeted at
Everhelm
Nicola.
and just it's Nicola with it.
Nicola will giggle as he falls to the ground.
I would pull out the bucket, put Nicola from under one of the buckets and throw it at him.
Lucky there's a reason I had to go and find this thing to make a gif of someone getting a plate smashed on them because it's so applicable.
It's all like, anyway,
Or
all that distraction aside, you had a. That's all like, meat of the matter
Mate.
is that you are asking if I am a virgin because you are interested in what? Getting tips, trips, experience?
I
Give me the cheat codes. Sorry.
I know that wasn't a character, otherwise Enos would have thrown something at fucking Logesh at that moment.
That was totally out of character. That's why I'm saying I have to hold myself back. I'm sorry.
perhaps another.
Oh no, trust me, I have been cutting back so many bad jokes here as Enos is trying to be serious.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm trying to. The gang you brought in here is a little lighthearted. I should say this. Kefis is not necessarily taking the piss because he is a very serious boy, but he also seems to be kind of unconcerned that Leslok will find himself in some sort of trouble, kind of a thing. Like, he feels confident in there, but yes.
He's very British, despite Britain not existing.
Everhelm seems kind of like torn between like, well, I have to, rep my guy, but also,
I don't want to be part of this conversation.
this is slightly awkward. Mattis Gladman is definitely like just like watching back the comments back and forth like he's watching a tennis match.
Well, in this case, because it was mostly, I wasn't sure how far I don't know where the conversation would go, so I was going to try and see what happened.
Well, you probably shaved a year off my life. That's what happened.
You'll be fine.
Luckily, got a few to spare.
I do. I'm looking forward to teaching your grandchildren's children.
Yeah. I don't. It's kind of sad thinking about that. I don't know how long that's going to be. Or.
Enos just kind of shrugs at that. So, what exactly are you asking about my first time? Like, what did I do? How did I get experience?
It was more just I wanted to gauge if you were had experience. Period.
I mean, yes, I lost my virginity at when was it? It was a few years, 4 years ago when I was 15. I went to a brothel. It wasn't anything major. At this point, because I telegraphed this on Let's Talk FGO, when Enos says it was nothing major, if you do not believe that, please roll empathy on Enos.
Fucking do it. I invested in this conversation very deeply.
Yeah, I'm going to also roll it. With the fact I'm not taking.
Nah, I don't buy that.
Hang on, Enos must roll lie.
Yeah, about to say, I will say, if Inos is opposing, which I believe he technically is, you are supposed to roll lie. I believe the empathy gobbles your lie roll, so...
Oh my.
3 threes!
Where? Oh,
Enough.
that's because I'm in the wrong pool. There it is. So...
It's like I feel like this at this point was probably just gonna be like, all right, what's everyone else's experiences? Might as well like I fessed up. You fessed. You can't like you're getting out here clean too. You're not getting out here like completely pure here.
Leslok, you're my cousin. You're my Marquis, and I care deeply about you.
You're never telling me. It's fair.
You could not get this information out of me with torture implements.
Do you recall how we stopped a civil war happening?
I got a pair of 7s.
And
2 10s.
Oh, I did get 10s. Jesus.
Yeah, you get 10s.
But, I guess it's just.
I will use the 7s.
That's fair. Okay, so that means that anybody who rolls better than that, well, 2x7 or better, I believe, gobbles Enos' success.
Yes. Like I said, this is one of those things. This is one of those things where yes, Enos is trying to lie, but I'm not gonna actually, try
as a player, you don't necessarily want to hide the information. I think everybody does beat because Logesh got 8s, Konrad and Leslok got 10s, Nicola got 9s. Yeah, so that would mean if you use the 7s, yes, everybody will have it better set to gobble them, and the lie is defeated. So empathy-wise, all of you can tell that Inos is not telling the truth. That's how the empathy versus lie works. You don't magically know what the truth is. You just know he lied to you just now.
And I won't be calling him out on it because that.
Oh no! This is not something you call someone out on.
Yeah.
This is something you knowingly look at a person and be like, I know you're lying, but I'm not going to say anything.
I know that you know, but do you know that? Okay.
God, how much of it actually knows?
Konrad goes, wasn't that?
Enos kind of whips his head around, to Konrad and be like, and is at a loss for words because he's like, oh shit, that's right.
So Konrad, you have stories to tell too,
Konrad
don't
looks really looks like very intently at the coals right now, like studying them.
1,000-yard stare at the coals.
The brother, what's your story to tell?
I'm a virgin.
For the very first time.
Konrad saying it the most.
Wait, hang on. I'm going to. Oh, sorry, go.
No, I was just gonna say I feel like again that's kind of just everybody looks at him just like I believe you, but also the way you said that was suspicious.
I got a 2 by 2 10s on empathy. How much does people want to know?
Leslok is comprehending how much of a dick would he be if he asked right now.
So you want to know?
Yes.
Nicola, Nicola won't hide this. Nicola does not want to have you tell him if you do not want to say it. He's perfectly content with not having it out there.
Okay. The way I could describe it is just picture Frodo in a wagon just saying, keep your secrets.
Okay.
So it seems like kind of an even split. I mean, if you read the rest, it's like I kind of feel like everybody, the other characters in this scene agree that it's like, all right, this doesn't seem like the kind of thing where we need to hold Enos down and tickle him until he tells us kind of a thing, right? Like it's not going to be like a happy, fun time to drag it out of you. No. But most of them wouldn't mind knowing.
What you get from Konrad is that he might have connected a dot.
The 2 brain cells in your head connected. Oh no!
Well, he knows 2 things happened, and then he just maybe realized that they were connected.
He goes, wait a minute. It's that fucking scene from Ratatouille where the guy's reading the list and just keeps getting more and more what the.
But since I'm not lying, he also is not really interested in exposing it to everyone else.
Yep.
Enos is gonna sigh and look, Leslok straight in the eye and all like, "Do you really want to know?" He says it very exasperatedly.
Here I probably maybe outed myself. The most scandalous thing I've done in my life, arguably. I don't know.
He wants to share the shame.
It'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to know, like, something you hold close to your chest.
I'm still
To be
not really
fair,
sure
you
what
offered that
Leslok wants out of
unprompted.
this, but
Inos, throws his head back for a moment and thinks for a second. Scrap and slag. Fine. I'll tell you. It's a bit of a story, so I hope you're ready to sweat it out for a while.
pour water on the goals.
Just shh. So, yes. My first time was at a brothel. It was back when I was 15. You all may not remember it properly, but there was definitely a time when I was in a bit of a snit. Oh, it probably lasted for a month or two. I don't entirely remember. Time was a blur back then. The reason why I was in a snit is because I had just been rejected from my first love. Now, of course, that immediately is going to have you beg the question, oh, Inos, who was your first love? And, and Inos just kind of, gives, the, oh, I can't remember what the flat look to Leslok. Well, to go even further back, to explain this, back when I was first fostered with your family, things were very awkward for me for several years. I had to learn Crown, I had to catch up on studies, and two of the people closest in my age were basically complete opposites. We had one who wanted to do nothing more than hold themselves in a library and read, and the other who wanted to do nothing more but go out into the field and run around. For a young Iron Demon who hasn't necessarily established himself either way, it was hard trying to find a place to belong. I'm not entirely sure who in the household decided that, but they decided to assign me a caretaker. Someone who would watch out for me and take me places so I can get more acclimated to the area. That was my maid, Emily. Emily became my caretaker for several years and watched over me in ways that only... Well, family really could. So is it no surprise to anyone at all that as I grow up and I started getting certain urges and whatnot, that, I thought, yes, this girl who has been with me most of my life, who is near and precious to me, yes, surely I love her and she loves me. As you can guess from the later part of the story, no, it was not like that. She quite firmly rejected me, and, as another blow upon my heart, would not tell me why she rejected me or what I would have to do to change her mind. As you can say, this made young Inos quite upset and distraught. I was quite... Oh, I know this is silly to say, but I was very dramatic at the time. But not dramatic in the fun way. Dramatic in the, well, you're an annoying little snit now kind of way. And so, in what was probably the height of my anger, despair, foolish... I don't know if we have a word for, hormones or right now, but that...
We do. No, hormones exist at this point.
Yeah, but do we call it...
I don't know if we know... Yeah, no, the word hormone does. I don't know if we know it causes, teenage angst yet, though. That's the thing. I know we know hormones exist, but it's more in the sense of animal hormones and stuff.
Oh.
That so I don't know if I think they would still use it though because that's still puberty.
Feel free to use whatever language you like.
Okay. But in the midst of all that despair, anger, angst, and hormones, I thought it'd be a great idea to go prove myself that I am quite the man. I heard from staff around the castle of, bordellos and brothels where you can, you can prove yourself in a manly matter. So I scraped up what money I had and I went out to them. I went to one. I went to a reasonably well-known one called the Has Pension. There I met a Miss Roxanne, a courtesan in the area, and, well, it actually wasn't quite like what I expected, if I'm going to tell the truth. So, first off, we didn't do the deed. Miss Roxanne was, an ever-charming host, delightful conversationalist, made lots of small talk, fed me meats and stuff, and I just kind of ended up unloading everything on her. Verbally.
I understand.
I know.
I think you'd worded it differently otherwise.
Verbally. And Roxanne, she listened to me and very patiently explained to me, well, many things. She talked to me about how there's many different types of loves and how one love is different from the other. And all that, and many other things. She also told me something that really stuck with me. She told me that the reason that why Emily didn't tell me what to change about myself is because she did love me and she didn't want me to change for her sake. She wanted me to be myself all the way through. And that while her love might not be the love that I felt, it was one that was, still strong and powerful and true. Well, for a bit younger Inos, that, basically was the final hay on the horse's back and broke, and I became a blubbering mess. Miss Roxanne was kind enough to take care of me and soothe me and sent me on my way several hours later. She did tell me, though, that the next time I came, though, I better be a proper paying customer. And a week later, after much thought, I decided to make good on that. I went to the House Passion as a proper customer, and Lady Roxanne taught me many things. Taught me many things about conversation, many things about setting the mood, about, making sure that everyone's eyes is drawn to you and that you are the apple of everyone's eye. And also taught me many things about pleasuring a woman. This actually became quite an important place to me. So much so that, do you remember that after we returned from Lamp Clear, 3 years ago, we had that big crackdown on crime and investigations and whatnot? Making sure there was no rats in the city, as it were?
I do.
Well, unfortunately, the House Passion came under a little fire. Unfortunately, such places tend to gather secrets and intel, and, some people weren't quite happy with that idea, and a lot of people pulled out the patronage. The place was a threat of going under. So, since it was a place important to me, I decided to do something about it. I actually borrowed a lot of money from my father, and I bought the place outright. I took Roxanne and made her the owner of it, and she runs it. Now, just because you think I own a bordello, no, I do not get a lot of money. Actually, I do not get a single coin from it. My name is just on the paper. Also, I get to enjoy VIP access whenever I want, which I do take use of. I'd like to stop by once a month to make sure that I am I am keeping up with my lessons, as it were. So it's all like,
Write that down. Write that down.
It just feels like I can figure out I write a whole poem about this or something.
And so like, honestly, I've been wanting to take you guys there. Well, I took Konrad. I didn't tell him I was the owner. I just showed him a very good experience. He didn't partake in any of the services, but he had a nice meal and some lovely conversation with very pretty ladies falling all over him. Inos kind of, waggles his eyebrow at him.
This wall is very interesting right now.
But like I said,
I think the rest of the NPCs have kind of been quietly taking it in respectively. Again, not to detract the conversation, but I feel like at that point you joke about taking it down. Averhelm kind of like claps, Leslok and Konrad on the shoulder and says, "Well, these two boys are officially affianced now, so maybe not. That's a little, shall we say, crass."
Oh, indeed.
But that guy points at Logesh.
No.
Yes.
Very firm. No.
That's an amazing idea, cuz.
Like Inos kind of, waves it off. It's not going to House Pashon is not just going to a dockside brothel. And so, like, this is a high-class establishment with an exclusive membership. We made it a very pricey thing to get in because we offer services that heal body, mind, and soul. You're not just going to the House Pashon to smash uglies. You're going there to have a comforting and stress-free experiences that rejuvenates you for the next day. My experience...
Again, I feel like again, Everhelm is like one of the
advertisement.
oldest out of you, and he's like, it's he kind of says that it's not his style, but does relate that like that's the function of the Laundress Guild is like
Right.
it's technically he wouldn't use the word cover, but it's like a framing for the market of the flesh, but you also can just get a massage, get your shirt cleaned, have a nice meal, talk with somebody,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. Like
You'd be surprised.
it covers services that are not covered by the Guild of Innkeepers, kind of a thing.
Like honestly, you'd be surprised. I've checked the books. Just as many men and women there just go there just to bitch about their day as they do to spend the night with somebody. And the House Pashon provides a willing and listening ear. So, yes, cuz, I am quite experienced and quite knowledgeable, but I'm only that because I spent many years learning from the best. Like, if you want engage right now, I'd say the best way to get experience would to go to House Pashon and ask the girls to teach you, but unfortunately, that's a bit out.
Like I said, it's a little considered a little crass. It's not impossible, but if the princess finds out, she might have to throw you from the tallest tower.
I'm not going to chance it. I'll
No,
just keep getting my own practice.
It's like, now don't let it be said, discovering...
Get a load of this guy.
Get a
It's
load
like-
of this.
And don't think it too much a trial if you and her are unexperienced. That just means you have the joys of discovering what makes the other one happy on your own.
I'm not going to speak about her experiences on her behalf, so I won't add more.
Just kind of rolls his eyes.
Again, just kind of coughing, being like, "Well, we did talk about the value of princes and princesses, so I would imagine she's probably a little sheltered, but also, well, not to put too fine a point on it, gentlemen, but there is a vast world of reading out there. You know, Kefis again coughs a little. Is he blushing? You can't tell. It might just be too hot. Throw some more coals on the fire.
Honestly,
But he says,
I kind of want Kepis to list like just a bunch of like dirty books. I've read that one already. That one too.
I mean, he would not. He would not list them out like that necessarily, but he would say that my father's office is the royal librarian. There are quite a few tomes which are both forbidden for their directness, but also restricted. Perhaps it should not be seen by children and unmarried ladies, sort of a thing.
Also, I would not do
There's
not
an
believe.
extensive amount of literature.
Also, do not believe what they say, what they write in the Baldry tales. It's so fake. It's so fake. It's so bad. It's fun reading, but don't
It
actually
seems
try to
very
read it.
impractical.
Yeah, I think the
No, reading is
fun,
fun, but it's very impractical. No, I was thinking of something. Illustrated.
Oh.
Yeah, don't post that cover, Loth. This video is going on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I can get away with saying we have some quote unquote adult conversations in tone, for like an hour in a 4-hour production. But get me clear about some of those videos. YouTube will find us.
Hey, part of this was meant to like fucking like I guess flummox everyone, but also be like I just gonna have this actual conversation because like I'm doing this and it's kind of a dumb teenage thing, but I'm doing it, so I'm just keeping it.
I think there's some good relationship stuff in there. I didn't want to cut everybody off too much for, like I said, too much NPC talk. It just felt like a good moment to cycle in, because like that is a character note I do want to remind everybody of, is that Everhelm is like around Logesh's age. He's a little older than most of the Logi boys, so like he's not really big brother to most of you, but like he's the older cool cousin.
Yeah. The more sociable one.
As Leslok's cavalier, he would absolutely, if he wasn't already affianced, to be like, well, my boss needs to get laid. But now he should
go and get his like good friend.
Well, yeah,
Logesh.
that's what I mean. Now he's more like, all right, so my good pal Logesh here is lagging behind.
Why do you think I quit as the?
I want to say, I think the gang can probably tell Everhelm's struggling to hold it back, because you get the feeling that he'd really like to level a couple of barbs at Logesh, perhaps, but he also knows that he's sweet on her, so he doesn't want to make any suggestions about Ainara Espada's experience.
I feel
because
like
that would be something that you could involve a conversation. Normally, that's the sort of thing you might challenge a guy over. That's a fight starter to
fighting words.
Comment about it, but
You guys want to fight?
I mean, I'm still down to do a Yakuza steam bath battle.
Just tackle Inos to kill the conversation.
just Mattias throws more steam on.
Base meat coals.
You see no wrestling in the sauna, but I got the Yakuza power bomb.
The steam though. It's fucking
Taste-
time.
Yeah, the extra
Tastefully.
clinky steam.
Like just covering his dick in crack.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious.
All right,
But Enos will, uncross his legs, cross it over the other way, lean on again. Does that satisfy your curiosity, cuz?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, cousin, I know you wanted, you felt like you wanted some revealing information about us. And I cannot offer you anything in the nature of pleasures of the flesh, for propriety's sake. But,
Let's look at back up. What?
and I will say, can we make a deal that none of this will leave the sauna?
Rules of the sauna.
I thought that was an unspoken rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
rules of the sauna.
If any broke it, we're all gonna collectively find you and throw you into a lake.
So I did, in fact, and this will never leave this place.
Oh,
I
God.
did directly ask Agave Chevalier if she was dating the High Prince.
How are you alive?
Yeah, I'm about to say. I feel like everybody leads in it as like, how are you still breathing?
Are you a ghost?
Sometimes I'm not sure I am.
You understand that if she
just feel
killed you, she would have got away,
just
right?
reaches down and checks Nicola's pulse. No, his heart's still beating.
No,
his-
she mostly laughed at me for 10 minutes.
I
And
have
then
to
kill me.
if he took one of his potions, it would have healed the scar also.
No, I think Agave Chavon just found it so ridiculous she couldn't be mad at it.
He didn't actually answer me.
It's like if Everhill was dating
That's
me.
good, because I think if she answered you, she'd have to kill you.
And she'd
Probably.
get the body. She'd get away with it.
I mean, we were on a riverboat.
She wouldn't have to hide the body. She would just have to tell us Nicola was an arse, and I had to kill him.
To
It's like
make
he
a
infringed my
reference-
honor.
To make a reference to the people here, but who probably are listening to this about something yesterday, Nicola would have been hook hands.
Set him on fire, kick him off the boat.
Goodbye, Benny.
To anyone who doesn't get it, what's The Mummy? Good movie.
The Scarab's got so much
Anyway.
mileage.
Yep.
It's a Scarab's upon you. Oh my God, there's a gif of Goodbye, Betty. Oh, we're gonna hold on to that one.
Yeah.
We're gonna need that one later.
Oh,
I fucking love.
Like, if he didn't throw Benny off the ship, I would think this plot would have been so much simpler.
Honestly, those movies, the first two movies, I even like the third one, but that's mostly because I'm a fucking Chinophile.
The third one's not out yet.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's valid.
But
All right, okay. I think the sauna, the sequence is winding down.
yes. Inos will, go back into
Wait, no, I actually do. I would have something. Enos, once we finish here, can you give me the directions to that establishment? I've been meaning to get somewhere that specializes in massage.
Enos kind of tilts his head. It's like, do you want my recommendation or do you want to go on your own?
I'll take your recommendation.
All right.
Why
then
am I
next
thinking
time-
that
You know your own establishment more.
why am I thinking Nicola's gonna get an arm like the DLC one from Devil May Cry 5?
Well, no, like he says he wants a massage.
No, I genuinely. Once again, Nicola is.
Like I said, we're gonna light some candles. He's gonna get. Well, actually, he can have a beautiful woman or a well muscular man. It depends on what kind of massage he wants.
Definitely tense.
That shoulder of his is probably super tense for just having to carry this fucking arm, because his arm's probably heavier than his other arm.
I mean, I think it literally is because he built it as a base with adamant,
Yes.
but he's magically buff.
I've only had ever a woman massage me, so.
Like I said, the female massage is much more sensual, erotic, personal. But like I said, we do have several men who are actually quite well skilled in working out the knots.
I mean, both sound quite pleasant. I didn't mean it that way, but it works.
Like I said, clearly that means you're just gonna have to make multiple trips.
I'm no stranger
Welcome to the house
money.
passion, where our passion is you.
All right, okay.
You're
We're putting out the polls. We need to get out of here.
You don't like it descending into an Abbott and Costello routine?
I don't advertise.
Yeah, no. Just
already
everyone takes the whole
almost-
bucket and dumps it on the, puts out the coals. All right, okay. Everybody out the soda.
It's almost daily Misa.
I figured it out. When me and Lucky do a bit, it's Abbott and Costello, and when me and Loth do a bit, we're the two old guys from the Muppets.
It's true. All right, okay. I think if everybody's all right with it, we'll wind down the sauna trip. Basically you guys get refreshed and you have kind of another overnight trip back to sleep in your own beds at Stonehearth after a nice relaxing cleanse. The High King, praises the trip. He's like, oh yes, it was good to get away from it all and relax for once. Mm-hmm. He probably had a sauna to himself. Kind of a thing. It's true. By the way, I should say, I screen capped it. This was something that Axe and I discussed off camera, as I occasionally do with all of you. And I did have him roll Fascinate. And
like a flashback number.
Oh, I've lost it. Hold on. And just I wanna point out to everybody what this fucking guy rolls. 3 6s to end on 69. Also,
Nice.
Nice.
I think Vega laughed at my response. It's like,
yeah. I laughed a couple of times in the conversation. I mentioned to you I was like doing my laundry in between typing, so there were a couple of times where I had to violently sit back down.
after I have to screen out a roll, if this comes up in session, I would point out you rolled 69. Oh, that too, yeah. But like 3 by 6. My response was like weirdly snappy in a way it really should deserve to be.
Okay.
Anyway, finale.
Well, step
What's
one.
that?
My notes technically go straight to the feast, but Inos has a couple of things he wants to do on the day of the Curia. Not necessarily publicly at Curia time, but to schmoove out a few things.
Yes.
Ooh.
You want a copy, I believe, of whatever note or authorization there is for the Viceroy.
Yes.
And yes, the High King will direct you to Ababa. Talk to the Lord Chancellor, which is Marquess Espada, about it, because he's the keeper of the seals.
Mm-hmm.
And, Marquess Espada will be like, basically be like, okay, hold on, and, has a scribe transcribe, apply the seal, gets you the copy, and this is basically like, it's got all the whatchamacallit, the flowery language you'd expect, it's would it be? Sorry, I was thinking. No, I think it would still say it would be I, High King Roderick Hotroy, lists all his shit. Do declare.
Mind and body.
Leslok Logi lists all of Leslok's titles.
Mm-hmm.
To be Viceroy of the Fog Vale and blah blah blah. Charge him with enforcing the king's laws, protecting the king's people, etc. What would we talked about this? What would the conditions be? It would be something like, for as long as I see fit, and until such time as law and order is established.
I believe that was the time we.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I would probably say, because we've been talking about that, for a period no less than 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And until such time as I see fit, and law and order is established. Give you some open-ended terminology there. So on, so forth, etc. So you are armed with a copy of that.
Excellent.
You speak Runic, right?
Yes.
Okay. You know that the Veilmen are a little sketchier on their Crownish reading, but you can, if you wanted to Rosetta Stone this, copy the text into Runic if you wanted.
I would, just at least so they can have a translated version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will do that. Do I need any other real documentation? Probably not. I think this paper would be good. We'll have the royal family be like, yes, this is the royal family. Behold, they are beautiful.
They slightly shine.
The Crown Prince is also the Lord Cursor, so he would be, I'm sure, be armed with ways of proving his office and all that.
Yeah. So there's that. We'll probably just actually discuss all that.
Are you who you say you are? Dude, I literally sign your paychecks. Why are you asking me? I'm delivering you your paycheck.
But no, I think actually discussing details would come post summer court, post feast. So that's. I did want to swing by the Oro Inn and give Vauclin Enos's old awakened Balestra, because again, that was one of those things like, yeah, this would be really cool, and it's like, oh no, I actually don't want this at all. Good job, Lucky. You're great at that.
Well,
So
it served as a whatchamacallit, a working theory. You guys fully funded it into Arameda's production, which was important because it adds to her future stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to want to invest in her other projects like the giant crossbow and stuff, the Scorpion, and other projects to get further down the ballistics tree.
Yes, ballistics.
You worked on making it like a trackable thing for that?
Yeah. I've got a table. I don't have a great, because it's in my notes. I don't have a great way to like a thing to tab it into you, other than maybe to add another tab to the houses doc. But I have systems working on that.
We have systems. He has Topman on it.
Topman's me. I need to flesh out the descriptions of the next wave of items, because you're unlocking some new things. And I think when you guys are doing your next planning team meeting, I need to make sure to set aside some notes myself to talk about kind of like what the whether we're calling it, laboratory Stella or whatever, Stella Foundation, whatever you're calling your think tank, that's growing as a result of the technology fair. You not only have Arameda on it, but you have several of the engineers, scholars, and technicians you guys have found are presumably getting jobs. Like, I'm fairly certain you would want to include that gunsmith you guys had.
Yeah.
Talking to the because it was an officer in the Lamplighters. Yeah. So like getting him on board for the fire extinguisher project. I'm pretty sure you guys want to. I don't know if you want to like hire him on, but you at least want to keep Master Chemist Schwangau involved, because his fixed air. Not for the sparkling water, but for the fixed air technology.
I mean, we discover fucking fruit syrup. We can have fucking soda, baby.
True, yeah.
Ooh.
But also, like, not even just, because you've already got the soda water, you just need to flavor it.
Yeah.
But also, like, chemically isolated carbon dioxide is really important also. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that, especially if you can advance that technology frame into compressed air.
Yes.
Air rifles, baby.
Because you have rudimentary air compression because, was it Konrad was shown an air gun?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't think I named that guy, but if you want to get him involved to also work with that, that might be working on your compressed air technology.
Yeah, bro, definitely.
Basically, I'll say it to you now. One of the things that I have to write the description for it is the mass-produced fire extinguisher will be made more compact because, you're going to combine the fixed air and the pre-existing extinguisher technology to make, CO2 fueled fire extinguishers, something man-portable in not like a giant backpack form. Because I'm pretty sure the way they're designed now is they're like Ghostbuster style.
Oof.
Like it's a good technology to have, but we need to iterate. We need to get that down to like a couple of liters worth of size. But all right. Okay. If there was nothing else that the gang has at yep, you got it.
I still have a couple things. I still want to try and sell House Rare Mouse some Baelstras and find Noctiluke an instructor for Littenrichter that would probably go back with them to Oro, because I don't think get all the training done in like I don't know how long they are going to be here.
Yep. Take your pick for selling. Roll command plus haggle to sell on. For hiring, for job searching, to file your wanted ad, your pick, roll Graces or Inspire. Sevens. Okay.
Yeah, that's for my haggle.
Yes, House Rearmouse is interested in ordering some Balestras. I don't know how many Arameda's produced, in the couple of months since you made it mass producible, but
I'm not necessarily worried about making the money and stuff. It's just there will be a trade of coin for Balestra, and House Rearmouse will have Balestra on tap.
Yeah. I mean, it helps fulfill some of your trade obligations with Baron Oro, and it's very practical. Okay, yes. So yeah, they're working on they have the Balestra, the lever action crossbows. Right. And then, like I said, for job searching,
Oh,
Your pick, Graces or Inspire.
Let me double check my Inspire real quick here.
Which obviously for you also, Graces is not that role.
No.
Because
No, we're
cheating.
gonna go. No, I'm gonna cheat.
Eights, nines.
Nines, yes.
Okay. Yes, you've got him. You find a fencing master who's studied in the Lichtenrichter school and doesn't mind going abroad for a few months.
All right, excellent. I think I have.
Money is exchanged. Done so.
Yes. All right. Now I do believe I am done.
All right. My thing is, because I remember this, is at the actual Curia, because it is the last one, the king is going to announce some last-minute appointments. I've said before, if there's anything else you need to get out, this is your last chance to get official kingly business because the king is going away in a couple of days. He's going to pack up and get on out of here.
I really can't think of anything.
But he is going to formally announce that he is appointing the young Cephas Verity as Minister of Etherics, a position under the Lady Magister, to... The king's proclamation includes a lot of magibabble, basically. Like, he very pseudoscientifically, like, talks about, the health of the etheric currents and the ley lines in the land so that the mystical and spiritual health of the land can be assured, which can lead to the spiritual health of the people. You're pretty sure most people in the audience don't understand it a lick. But
That's good for them.
Cephas is the Minister of Etherics now.
He's one of those qualified considering he worked directly with the person that developed the theory.
Yeah, he was Aramita's student before you guys scooped her up. All right, and I will make sure to add that to my note.
Do we kidnap people? I feel like this is like pseudo kidnapping. Kidnap with employment.
No. You offered her gainful employment. Remember, Aramita was, well, not a laughingstock, but was, the quirky professor back at the observatory.
Right.
She was jokingly called the professor of Apocrypha.
Yes.
And I gave her a fuck ton of money to make actual things.
Yeah, and then you were like, your theories are cool. How about unlimited budget works?
And that's how we have crossbows and higher balloon.
And the Aether Lay
Man,
and a couple of other things.
I wish Nicola was a summoner, just so I could do my favorite D&D trick. It was go into a hot air balloon, siege a castle, and then drop whales on them.
I mean, it's a little pound for pound. It's a little more effective than throwing cows at them.
Yeah, specifically blue whales.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about the scene from Dragon Age Inquisition where that guy just throws a goat against the fucking ramparts.
I love that guy.
Well, it's an insult. He threw a goat.
I just love the framing where it was you didn't see him, you just saw the goat fly.
You just see the goat hit the wall, just man. You're just like, what? It was such a good gag. It was the best.
It was a cutaway gag. It was great.
No, it was so good.
Yeah.
So that is...
I don't want to go replay the whole Dragon Age series.
I mean, it was Dragon Age 2's birthday recently. 15 years, I think. Make sure I'm getting my language consistent across my documents. Okay, the addendum to Cephas is donezo. Close some tabs. All right. That means feasty times.
May I make some blacksmithing rolls real quick before the feast?
Yes. Go ahead. Yeah. It would be the time for it as well.
Yeah. So I'll make one roll for the 2 swords and then one for the Damascene sword specifically.
Because that has a difficulty.
Yep.
I was reminded of something I should do actually.
What up?
I should probably make the sending away book for Auntie Belle.
I mean, you're not going anywhere for a little bit.
That's fair.
If you want to go ahead and make it, though, you've got a free day.
Actually, no, because there was some. Oh, is she staying? I forget.
She's staying for a little bit. She's part of the royal party.
2 9s and then 3 7s.
I can worry about it afterwards.
For...
I'll just do it now to get out of the way.
Because I need to take her to the Shadow
Yeah, you got to
Pass.
share the Shadow Pass.
Yeah.
You guys are going to talk about some dragon stuff.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to talk to a Dragon Scout.
stuff.
3 9s.
Yeah, it's way above the intensity for that.
It was more just.
All right, some 9s or 7s for Comrade to do the making swords.
Right, it used to be
Well, I'm doing
intensity for 2 minutes to 8 hours.
I'm doing the second rank where I can do multiple matches per roll. So
Yeah.
So that's first
Yeah, you
day,
want
and
Makawa.
then that's Rosenrot's and Anara's blade, quote unquote. Well, I did not get the 10, but I do get 2 6s for the Damascene sword, which means it does not blow up, right?
All right.
It's difficulty 5, so
You do got to mix that fire sand in it, baby.
yep. And that is specifically Paloma's weapon. And I'll
So,
probably
but
requisition the sheets to be made for them, not actually doing them myself.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Plan to present them at the feast, so.
Okay, plan to present at the feast, yeah. So imagine that Paloma's is, like she said, probably something plain, straightforward, military.
Yes. And made a Damascene.
Yes.
Uh,
Dame Rosenrot's is probably very straightforward, another longsword, hand and a half type.
Maybe a little iconography to suggest that it's for a blood shield, but nothing too crazy.
You might get some garnets or some bloodstones or something to set in the pommel, kind of a thing. A little bit of an accent, but
Yeah.
maybe a little bit of like ivory, or like whalebone detailing. Because that is kind of the blood shields are known for specifically. They're kind of like bone white and blood red coloring.
Yeah.
Now, the sword, quote unquote, for Ainara. Any particular flourishes Konrad works into that one?
It's probably slightly more like, as a slightly more, I would say, like masculine design than feminine, because Konrad knows who it's actually for.
Yeah.
But might raise some questions.
No, it's always the other party cannot reply unless they have the spell.
oh, okay, then I probably not. Probably don't actually make it for the Belda, but I'll make what I guess.
I mean, you could give her I don't know if you've got it budgeted for a coin, but you could work something. You could try mirrors so you can, visibly contact her.
Honestly,
You guys could, in that case, you guys could like talk face to face. She can't call you back, but you can call her and she could talk to you face to face if you did a mirror.
I actually have a bunch of coins that aren't, so I guess I can give her the moon.
Okay. There's no symbolism here. All right, got it. Anything else before the feast?
It's
Because I have to. Guess what, guys? I'm going to ask you social questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to rack your brains.
I don't have one of those.
We only got one
Wolf
shared
minded
brain
wolf.
cell between us all.
Well, start rubbing it together. So I broached this one before, but we did not necessarily commit exactly what we want to do. But the first subject's going to be seating, because you'll have this arranged well ahead of time. You're going to have a massive feast in the Great Hall at Hearthstone. You're going to have multiple tables because you need to seat everybody. The high table, closest to the fire, closest to the kitchens, first to be served, obviously is going to take the High King and his immediate family, his wife and so on. Now, the way this works is typically, as the host, Leslok's going to sit at the head of the high table. As the most important guest, the High King is going to sit on your immediate right.
Right.
The left hand's a little open to interpretation. You could sit another very important guest here, second most important guest, go down the line. Or you could seat some of the family there and so on. The foot end of the table would be taken up by the other host. Now, this one is up in a question mark because there's a couple of ways you could spin this one. Obviously, Leslok's unmarried currently, so it would not yet be appropriate for Narissa to sit there. You could have one of the Dowager Marchionesses sit there, Lady Cressida or Lady Masha. Technically, Inos, as your Master of Ceremonies, is also one of the hosts.
The
so you
thought
could
came
sit
to
him at a
mind.
foot. Or as the Seneschal of the castle, like the manager of the castle, you could sit Ebel down there. What's your thought? Fairy Queen on the other side is a pretty good one.
I agree with that one, so that's probably just... Yeah.
Like she,
But,
All right, so we'll have her on the left. That's good. That's good. Now the footer. I've like I said, I pitched this one to you a few weeks ago.
yeah. In my opinion, put your mother there.
that was my stronger thought besides Aunt Bell. So like honestly, yeah.
It's good. It's good. Reinforce the family. Put her there. All right. Lower tables will be doing various things. So heirs will probably be their own table, which you would have Konrad sit at the head of there, because he is technically your heir. He is the guy after you in the inheritance.
And he's technically a banner or a cadet house. What was the title?
He's neither. He's just your heir.
Neither.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
I'm just
He
saying,
is a landholding lord in addition to being heir to the house, but that's separate.
That's
but I'm
separate.
still specifically from House Logi.
That's fair. Yeah, you just have your own place.
Yeah, he is ranked as a castellan or lord of a castle. Even if the castle's in disrepair, he has a castle's name, but he is the heir to the house. So
It's
yeah, he would
getting
get
better.
one. You're working on it. Yeah, they're working. And that would again be heirs of houses. So you'd probably stick the crown prince there, and so on and so on and so on. So this does mean that the rest of you are going to be scattered around the table. So it'd be a good time to think about kind of where you're sitting.
Shoot, I should probably sit with either House Verity's group or House Oro's group to symbolize our tightness. When I say House Verity, I specifically mean with Kephis.
Yeah.
But actually, would Kephis be at the heirs table then?
Yeah. Now he's
Okay.
still legally the heir to House Verity.
So pass order then.
I'm probably
Yeah, no. Then
going to-
Enos will probably sit among House Oro. Then
Well, I'm definitely not at the heirs table.
As the master of ceremonies, we could have Enos take the footer on the heirs table, so you can hang, because Paz would be sitting there as well.
if that's okay.
Oh, God,
like I said, I'm not
Paz is
necessarily an
the
heir
heir
of it.
table.
Well, Iron Demons doesn't
No,
necessarily.
but you are, like I said, you're the master of ceremonies, so there's usually like you would probably be sitting at the foot or maybe ahead of one of the tables. There would also probably be lower down tables for the various courtiers and supporting family members. That would probably be the position that Nicola would be in, where he is a valued member of the court, but he's not as cool as the High King, and he is not heir to a house.
Yeah, I'm in that table.
You are a member of the council, but you did not grant you the rank of
Your status
master.
must be this high to sit at this table.
You are here.
I mean, I'm arguably technically on the rank of count. Blah, blah, fuck you.
He says to himself, Yes.
Basically. My brain just went, nah, you're not finishing that one. I went, okay.
just anyway, yeah, so Nicola's with some of the other court members. Cameron's where he is.
Oh, wait,
If
is
Inos
it
doesn't want to
Logi court?
press on propriety and kind of like leave the air table to be more air like,
I would like.
you could also sit with courtiers and some other.
I'll sit with the
packs.
courtiers and other things.
That one's
Hey.
probably interesting because that one's probably mixed a little to like some of the secondary lords, the lower ranked banners and their parties, probably some members of the King's High Council who don't rate the high table fully. Actually, I don't know. You might go out of your way. You might still seat like the Lady Magister and the Royal Physician up at the big table. But I think, secondary, banners and so on, like Lord Nictimo and the like, would be, on a separate table. So we'll pack in Inos and Nicola over there. Now, Mr. Logesh.
That's me.
What rank of table are you going to try and sit at?
Well, it'd be pretty rude if I was just trying to sit with the heirs, technically. I've kind of already given up that position as...
Logesh technically has his own table.
He's at
I'm
the
in the
kitty
kids'
table.
corner. Yeah.
I mean, not literally, but yeah, like probably the best seat for Logesh would be the table for specifically your bannermen. And your lordly positions.
Oh, lucky.
What was it? That one family member who was going to sponsor me during the...
Oh, House Palak?
Yeah, I'll sit with House Palak.
That makes sense. They're your relatives on your mother's side.
Also, sorry, because we mentioned the kitty table, someone fetch me my throne when it loads. Why is it so big?
I thought you were gonna post a Lala lifter.
That was the close second.
All right. Question for the second then. So and to recap for everybody. Konrad is hosting the heirs table. Leslok obviously hosts the high table. Inos and Nicola are with the visiting courtiers, the guests, and other high-ranking physicians. Logesh is with the supporters of House Logi. Probably arranged to be decently close to the head because, it's your home place, your home base. But not so close because, well, you don't want to crowd the guests. Hospitality. So, question the second. What are you wearing?
Oh God, brain.
What's your fashion sense like tonight?
Oh,
Keep in mind,
This
you are having a great feast at high summer inside your own great hall where there is traditionally a big-ass bonfire that never goes out. What I'm saying is you should be careful how many layers you wear.
Thank God Nicola's style is conducive to this. I'm wearing my fanciest silken robe. Obviously, full silver, inlaid probably with actual silver. My full regalia of jewelry, all of my normal deific is not what's paying respects to a deity.
I mean, you can just say religious, yeah.
Yeah, my normal religious accoutrements. I've got a bit of orichalcum jewelry on, just all the full shebang. I have my hair done up. I have my hair done up in a nice ponytail. I am full sending. Oh, and I definitely have my what is the not Teine, the entire country. It's
Norlon.
no, the entire country.
Tricoron.
Yeah, what's the Troicronian equivalent of the Red Cross, to denote you're a doctor or a surgeon?
Oh, I don't actually know what your doctor symbol would be, because I don't think you would necessarily have a caduceus. There probably is a similar, because there's a healer's guild. Let me check what their livery is. Yeah,
because I would have whatever the equivalent of a caduceus or Red Cross is emblazoned on the breastcoat of my my robe. I was just thinking, I was like, what is the equivalent of the Red Cross?
It's non-specific, but it is listed as their sigil is a healer's staff. So probably a staff for a crook or something. I mean, yeah, probably without the snake, but maybe the winged staff.
Yeah, I probably just have a winged staff on my.
Anybody else? Remember, you don't have to be specific. Just you can be general. Type, suit, coat,
Conrad's
etc.
probably dressed down compared to the gala. Probably just a white shirt, maybe with a vest over it, breeches, boots, braided hair with maybe some silver like clasps at the end, but nothing too extravagant.
Nodding
So
along.
in case, because it's been a while since I've mentioned some of Logesh physical features. He will have his red hair done up into a nice, I guess, braided ponytail, while also just sporting a simple one-layer, simple linen tunic and pants. Yeah, I remember we that was something we said in the early episodes, Dallas. We were a redhead gang. Oh yeah, that old picture. When we were trying to use that to generate.
It's Conrad.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, that's basically it. There's no like coat or like extra layers. It's just the one layer kind of simple thing to not be too warm in this area.
I mean, you probably have like not exactly one layer, but you probably have like an undershirt. You have shirt sleeves on under a tunic,
Yeah, maybe like a vest.
but it can be something light.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So fancy, but not too fancy. Casual fancy.
He hasn't had time to buy a whole new wardrobe yet with all his money.
No.
Enos, Leslok, any
Right,
notes about
I remember
your
that.
fashion sense?
I had in mind of a dress shirt, pants. Like I would just think it's like boot. I guess a a mantle that's only like to like shoulders.
Yeah, half cloak.
And I think that's it. Maybe like a necklace is like, I think maybe like some jewelry that's like, and like at least maybe a pendant with like the crest of the house.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have a signet ring.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What's our dress? What do we have a defined dress code for this feast?
I will double check. I don't believe that you guys said it would be incredibly formal. So, like, it's a court outing, so you have to be presentable. But yeah, I don't think you guys insisted on any formal dress code. So it's probably as Conrad technically tapped to earlier. It is less formal and more practical is not the right word, but more pragmatic than the gala, right? Like
Yeah.
you're not dressing to be seen. You are dressing for an evening event with polite company.
Yeah, then Enos will probably dress down. He'll probably be doing something similar to Konrad with, boots, breeches, white dress shirts, a good solid vest. He'll have his hair, pulled back, oiled and pulled back with a ribbon. And that'll probably be it. And he'll be wearing his jewelry. Yes.
Then the other various lords and ladies will probably kind of mirror you. Everybody will be dressed to very simple like one layer gown or dress, obviously very high quality and
Yeah.
low hem length, but the sort of thing that's suitable to wear out. Maybe some light layering with a small like bolero type jacket or vests over, or occasionally some like half cloaks and mantles. Lots of jewelry on display. Generally, everybody is dressed pretty loose. Baron Oro, of course, has a deep V, so you can show off more gold chains, sort of a thing. But yeah, everybody's kind of dressed pretty light. So the style of this business is normally a high-class meal around here would be around 10 courses, but this is a royal feast, so we're doing the full 12 courses.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, based on your input, this shall be comfortable, but still Norlish. You're going to lean to showcase elements of the Norlish, the collective Norlish culture, not just the Teine local special, hit Norlish cultural touchstones, but not be off-putting to guests. Like there's no like haggis or anything, like nothing that might be a branch too far for anybody foreign.
Oh, haggis! Damn it!
In general, you're gonna have a few varieties of drinks. You're probably gonna aim for a sweet mead or a light wine. Also, I believe I brought this up when discussing the refreshments for the fair, but the style of mead that is in the summer is with botanicals and fruits.
Yeah.
So extra sweet. Those of you who prefer not to drink alcohol, there's going to be iced water and lemon water, and possibly some of specifically the limonade left over. And there will be a few styles of beers, again, going for your lighter, designs, but none of the like heavy-hitting stouts or anything. Because you're going to need a drink with a lot of your courses to go here. And the Norlish style of serving is to bring each course out to the guests at the table and serve them one at a time. Each course is one at a time, and serve them individually, which does allow you a little bit of selection in the order. The wait staff will be like, hello, sir, we're about to present the course. So, to encapsulate it, this will run hors d'oeuvre, amuse-bouche, soup, appetizer, salad, fish. First main, palate cleanser. Second main, cheese, dessert, minigardise.
What's minigardise?
Minigardise nuts!
I throw straw Nicola off the roof again.
Here, have Pop-It Nicola.
No, I throw straw Nicola into the fire, our giant bonfire.
There appears to have been a fairy prank. Straw Nicola has been replaced with real Nicola. He burns alive.
Wait, he's fucking. What was the guy? What was the guy's name again? The prince that had basically died of the tree. The thing burned again. Like it's sort of an L.
Oh, it's not actually an L, is it?
Starts with an A.
It's the Atalantimus.
I was so good during the sauna conversation. I just couldn't help it.
I have still made Pop-It Nicola. I've just not actually done the other magic part of it yet.
He hasn't actually made it a magical poppet. He's still deciding what he wants to do with it. Also, you asked what Malignardise is. Yeah, it is Malignard. It's got an L in it, but it's an M. It's spelled Malignardise. In Norlon, you just call them the fancies.
The fancies.
That course is. It's basically the reverse version of amuse-bouche. Amuse-bouche means amuse the mouth.
Yes.
That's small savory treats to whet the appetite. Something maybe a little salty, a little smoky. The fancies are the reverse of that. They're sweet. They're meant to kind of like get you ready to start digesting. So we start with the hors d'oeuvres, which are served informally before seating. On this day, you have cheesy puff pastries flavored with alpine cheeses, mountain type cheeses, and flavored with mustard and pepper. And yes, you guys do have mustard. Not like the sauce type, but you have mustard seed. Bacon and pastry wrapped asparagus, and of course, deviled eggs.
I love some deviled eggs.
Gotta have the deviled eggs.
Gotta have some deviled eggs.
Oh, and I should ask before you guys actually get seated. When is Konrad thinking of presenting the?
Probably between main courses.
All right, we'll keep that in mind. So once everybody actually sits, I won't. Actually, Leslok, do a roll. Your choice of inspire or graces for this. I won't make you actually come up with it though. There should be some sort of toast.
Sure.
But I won't make you improv one off the top of your dome.
Thank you.
Pick your style for how you want to do.
Just raise his glass. Tuck in.
Motherfuckers.
A toast to toasts. I love toast.
I feel like graces makes more sense, but I like the one of inspire. It's probably way more spirited. But
you could also argue.
Roll whatever you pick.
I know. Before you all threatened to kill me, I was about to be like, no, literally, these nuts.
You didn't know that they were nuts.
Would be height better here or width?
Probably height, I believe.
Then it'd be 2 9s.
How inspire go? Okay, 2 9s, yeah. All right, yes. You deliver a appropriately rousing toast, Not only do you honor the High King and your other guests, as obviously as we said. By the way, the Fairy Queen is like literally sitting at your left hand, man. That's don't know how you feel about that one.
Man, I'm glad she's over there and I'm right here.
Point at Logesh, and he's the sheriff.
He's the sheriff. I've made that bit before, yeah.
No, but that's why I'm like, I brought it back.
Yeah.
So everybody sits. Logesh delivers the toast, and it's appropriate that you're toasting because you're going to be the first actual on table course is the amuse-bouche, which again is just French for amuse the mouth, and the apéritif to whet your appetite. So the drink, the apéritif, is mostly going to be a small sampling of brandy and fortified wines. And the actual bites will include bowls of nuts, roasted hazelnuts and pistachios.
Yep.
Shortbread biscuits, flavored with cheese and chopped nuts. And the return of, described previously, vol au vent, the, air-puffed pastry. But now instead of being stuffed with, smoked meats or like roasted veggies, they are stuffed with caviar because that's very salté. So, you guys can everybody can munch around and like I said, decide how much of the aperitif drink they're hitting. The actual soup course is going to have options you can pick. The first is dulce soup, which is very Norlish. It's made from a form of the primary ingredient is a seaweed that grows around the island. Huh. It's considered flavorful and medicinal, so you make the soup with seaweed and lamb stock. Serve it with chopped vegetables and buttered and dried dulce leaf. The other is a traditional pea soup made with a bit of bacon, onion, flavored with salt and pepper. Pea soup is not necessarily strictly Norlish, but it is popular in Norlon because dried peas keep pretty good through the winter.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
So yes, you can have dulce or pea soup.
Pea soup.
I will have I wanted to. My brain wants to say dulce, but I know that's the wrong word.
No, it's very firmly an S. It's dulce.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's probably.
Anybody else preferences on the soup?
Pea soup.
All right.
Let's see.
What was the other soup again? Sorry.
It's dulce, which is a seaweed base, but it's a lamb stock, so like it's not just all. And then pea soup.
I'll try dulce.
Yeah.
Let's see.
If Konrad said I didn't catch it.
Dulce.
He's a.
Okay. That's what I think I said right now. All right. Next is the appetizer, which is meant to, your appetizer course is designed to fill a little space between your main courses while your plates are still being served. Some of your hors d'oeuvres might come back, but you might also get, small starters, sliced cucumber on canapé. Or hot appetizers, what are called referred to as angels or devils on horseback. So the first is bacon wrapped oysters, and the second is bacon wrapped fruit, usually prunes, stuffed with cheese and almonds.
Ooh,
bacon wrapped oysters.
Give me bacon wrapped fruit, man.
Yeah. And additionally, you might get small pastries stuffed with ground lamb.
Yeah, boring.
But just a few little finger foods, some small starters to get you good. Resembling the first primary course is going to be fish. Fish is a staple all over Troy Corona, and Norlon has a couple of varieties. Your choices are either filet of halibut, crusted in walnuts, served in a wine and lemon sauce.
Ooh.
Or grilled langoustine, which resembles large lobster large shrimp or small lobster.
Yeah, give me the line.
Langoustines are seasoned in salt and oil, served with garlic butter.
Oh, garlic butter, shit!
Oh,
Yeah, garlic.
fuck!
Yes.
Yes.
Garlic's old.
I know it's old, but I don't remember its origins.
I believe it's an old world plant.
It grows like everywhere.
Shit, I was thinking the halibut, but then you said, "Hey, you got fucking crustaceans with garlic sauce." You
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
No, as soon as you mentioned crustacean, I'm like, nope. I'm eating it.
Yeah, give me that.
All right, so we
give
got
me
two
that-
for
give me-
langoustine.
Give me that shrimp with that garlic.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Especially because I had that recently, so my brain's like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, garlic,
I guess I'll
garlic
ask.
originated in Central Asia.
Yeah, it's Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan.
So
That area.
So many stands.
you guys probably imported garlic from the continent, but it was growing already before you blew that shit up.
Garlic's
It
hard
is
shit.
so it is transported to Troikaram, but it grows here.
Yeah.
Anybody, either the Logi brothers want to try the halibut, or is it langoustines all around?
Konrad will do the halibut.
What was langoustine again?
Langoustine, it's a shellfish. It's a
It's-
large shrimp or
it's-
small lobster, I believe,
Halibut,
is the
then.
best way to describe it.
It tastes much more similar to shrimp than lobster.
Yeah, like I said, I think they're technically large shrimps.
Yeah, they're big shrimps.
But yeah, so the boys will go for the halibut.
Actually, technically, they taste a lot like crawfish, but like they don't because that's a very specific seasoning. Usually,
Yeah,
Cajun seasoning.
I mean,
you go.
I'm pretty sure
Like with the curry boy.
crawfish and langoustines are very close species
They are.
related wise. It's just that they're in different
It's-
areas, so they're cooked
yeah.
very differently. Langoustine is like that's the way you talk about like the Norse and the Scandinavian or British way of cooking water bug. Because if you, no offense meant,
tasty water
gang,
bug.
but if you don't know, crabs and lobsters and shit are water bugs. They're not.
They're tasty. don't
I
give a
put
shit.
them in the fish course because at this time you would consider them fish, shellfish, you know,
Yeah.
as opposed to finfish.
Yeah.
But like they're not related at all.
Finfish.
That is actually how the definition used to be. You use shellfish and finfish.
Yeah.
Next is to kind of lighten the load after the fish course, the salad course. You got a couple of different options. First choice is a simple green salad, spring greens, spinach, walnuts, cucumbers, topped with a dressing made from blue cheese. And the next is a summer-style salad, bright. That's mostly fruit with some vegetables added. Watermelon, peaches, basil, chopped nuts, brined cheese, and a vinaigrette based primarily on honey.
Oh, that sounds good. Go with that second one.
No, I'll go
The
with the
fruit's
simple
got it.
greens.
All right.
What was the first one?
That's the simple green salad. Spring greens, spinach, walnuts, cucumbers, etc.
I feel like I need something light like that after this much food. So yes.
Yeah, I'll keep it simple as well to save some room for the main.
Yeah, it's fair.
All right, because it is the first main course is coming.
It's coming.
The first entree, white meat. So your options are personal pie, made with guinea fowl stuffed with bacon, onions, mushrooms, and flavored with cooking wine, garlic, and herbs and spices. Or a fine selection of oiled fried chicken marinated in a mix of onions, cloves, pepper, lemon, and bay leaf, then battered with flour and egg yolk. So not exactly fried chicken, but it is chicken that has been oil fried, or like I said, personal pie of guinea fowl.
Double quick question.
Who's guinea fowl?
Which land are we in again?
Teine.
I'll have some TFC.
It's true.
I'll have the personal pie.
All right.
Chicken.
I'll take the personal pie as well.
All right. What about you, Nicola?
Nicola will skip out. He's getting full.
You can actually
Oh,
do
it's
that.
the
You know, the
main
courses are
course.
served. You can wave off.
Yeah, I will be like, no, I need to save room. My twink body cannot handle this.
Yeah, if you're not,
You need more protein.
you're not Conrad's table. Otherwise, he would just say, "Just unbuckle your belt and eat some more."
I don't have a belt.
Your robe's not cinched. Oh my!
Sorry, all this
No.
food at this place just make me think of my granddad. He would just like hold the plate out and like, eat, it's good for you.
I mean, you know, it's a big event. Like, genuinely, you guys might have skipped lunch for this. Like if you can fast it out, you might leave yourself room. Like, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
so the palate cleanser comes after the first main. It's not like a full course, but it is in the dining. It is the space where you leave people time to actually finish their full course. You know, you've been whipping out the courses pretty good. Everybody gives them room to reset their taste and allow conversation between courses. So if there was any conversation you would have had, this is also a perfect time for the presenting the items, as Konrad said.
Yeah.
You do have a couple of drinks and simple foods. So obviously, you know, you can drink your lemon water, your sparkling wine, and there'd be stuff like, you know, fresh sliced apple, just plain loaves of bread. You know, there's nothing that sops up a meal more than eating a light bread slice, and small bowls of tart sorbet. So like strawberry, mint, or lemon, you know, to really slurp the flavor out of your mouth.
So, Omega, just a question. Yeah. Me and Inos are at the table with like the Banner House important people.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably like just start like talking with Ike Whalen, because I haven't talked with her in a bit. Just talk shop, talk shit. Like, probably not as quiet as we should be, but nothing like embarrassingly loud.
Konrad will, being the host of his table, will try and engage pretty much everyone with at least some form of polite conversation.
Good, you know, you do your due diligence. That's the word I'm looking for.
But I'm also giving out the swords.
Yep.
And Nara can figure out how she's going to give it to Logesh. So
Not your problem.
not my
She will,
problem.
yeah. She'll tuck that one away.
I thought of the same joke we always make. Just stab it through.
No, I also went there.
No, the joke I had, this is not what she does. She'll actually wait for a more appropriate moment. But the joke I had was that you know, Konrad would you know, hand it to her, you know, the classic style. She'd be like, "Yes, I received this." She would just pivot and be like, "Hey, Logesh, you know, bow, present." But no, she doesn't do that. She'll wait to do that in private. For once, actually. Inara Espada is starting to develop sense.
Clever girl.
Paloma definitely like does the you know, appropriate level of kind of like, you know, not all the way, but will, you know, draw the blade out of its sheath to check, you know, kind of the edge and stuff, show it off, hold it up so that everybody can see that particular, you know, sheen of the Damascene. This is just a note for later. Like, I don't have any like a full conversation about this, but she would mention probably to Konrad and to anybody around Paloma Espada would that the appearance of Damascene resembles the ancient technique of Nahal, House Kaleri, water steel, where they had a particular way they would heat the after receiving the riddle of steel from Logi Torchbearer, they would, you know, had a particular way of doing it that you can look into later.
That's a secret mouse tool we'll use for later.
Well, you're going out of Keltacy, so it might be worth looking into it at a different time. I could say out of character in real life what the idea of because I figured it out myself through some other research, but the way that actual Wootz steel or Damascus steel was produced was in India and the Middle East. They had a particular way of they would dig trenches to fuel their crucibles and furnaces instead of using a bellow, and they would wait until monsoon season, and you just build a hard packed trench that would channel the monsoon winds into the crucible to get very high temperatures. So I imagine that's like I said, during the monsoon, you know, winds and rains, that's when Nahal would, because they have a rainy season down there, would make their water steel. But all right.
The name of it makes sense.
But yes, any particular convos anybody wants to get out, I will not force Leslok to roleplay out of the idle conversation he may be attempting to have with the Fairy Queen. I know you guys are all very scared of her.
I'm more thinking about Leslok just managing conversation between the king and the High King and the Fairy Queen right now. I'm just like, that's just happening background. Let's not go into it because I don't want to think
listen,
about
you
how
bought a
he's
Master
managing
Die and Graces for a reason. We don't need to wax poetic about because we're coming up on our time limit. I think we need to wax poetic on how Leslok's managing that.
He is, I think,
but it is probably like a little tense. The Fairy Queen seems to enjoy the food at least because you're bringing out a lot of fancy stuff. Like I said, elves and fairies don't need to eat, but they like to.
Pleasant.
I will say that like probably the Fairy Queen's putting away a lot more of your mead, your fortified brandy than you think should be reasonable. But she is also 6.5 feet tall, so. She is also, by the way, probably dressed again in a fashion level that's very similar to what you yourself chose, Leslok. Like probably like a half cloak mantle, like a tunic style like dress, kind of a thing. Maybe some dinner gloves. She is still barefoot, but nobody really likes to think about that one. You don't know. Maybe she doesn't like shoes.
I'm not going to ask.
Or maybe because her dad's the god of roads, we walk everywhere. Anyway, the palate cleanser is done. There's some rounds of conversation. When conversation kind of naturally dies down, when everybody, finishes up with their foods and snacks and starts to feel, we move on to second main, which is usually red meat or game. And that's how we divide our two options. The first choice is roasted venison served with grilled pears and spiced celery. Spiced with spice bark, allspice, and nutmeg. Spice bark, by the way, is the fanciful way of saying cinnamon. Oh, garnished with sorrel. This venison, by the way, would probably be the venison that you guys caught and had been dressing and preparing earlier in the week. The second is
this one of venison.
Yes. Your second choice is, firmly in the red meat zone. Sautéed beef strips. Served in a mustard and sour cream sauce with a little bit of pasta and sauteed mushrooms on the side. This style is more common in Norlon, where beef cattle is a little bit more premium in the winter. So, in the winter, you freeze the meat before cooking, so you can only carve off small strips. This wasn't frozen, but it is still, served in the small strip rather than a big-ass steak. So, beef or venison.
I think beef, because we had venison after the hunt already, so.
That's fair. That's fair.
Also, the pasta with it sounds good.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, a little bit sauteed mushroom, sour cream sauce.
Good.
Leslok also wants the beef.
Yeah.
Question mark? Okay. Logesh, Inos, venison or beef?
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure if I picked up. I said beef.
Okay. Dallas is muted, so I don't know if he wants to type out anything or not, but Nicola was saving his space. But this is the second main, so you should probably eat one of these. And if lucky you said I didn't catch it.
Sorry, I clicked off my mic and I totally forgot. Venison.
All right. Okay. We'll keep on keeping on. Our second kind of palate cleanser, after the second main is the dedicated cheese course. This is served on a board or plate, and you've got all kinds of cheeses. You got cheese which is blue, hard, soft, whatever. Includes both, cow, sheep, and goat's milk cheeses. There are also several types of crackers and a few condiments like fruit jams or spicy mustards to put with them. Just, all kinds of strong tastes to cleanseth your palate.
Very good.
Just take a small sample of all cheese.
Nice cheese.
Yeah, just have a thorough experience.
Just get a big old board of cheese. All right. And then dessert is the end of your meal. You often serve it with dessert drinks, usually a sweetened porter wine, or you might do a tea course with selections of, tea, red leaf, or hot carob. Your selections for dessert can include a classical plum pudding made with plums, currants, brown sugar, spices, a little bit of dark rum, or a classic fruitcake made with spiced rum. So dessert's a little boozy, by the way, but that's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
Especially because also alcohol is a great preservative.
I think.
But yeah, so you've got plum pudding or fruitcake.
Plum pudding.
Yeah,
I'll
no.
go with plum pudding.
More pudding.
I think Logesh would just skip dessert and just have some drinks.
Just gonna drink some of the tea or the hot carob,
Yeah.
hot cocoa. Except it's
Yeah,
not cocoa
so-
because you don't have the cocoa.
I can't just say, hey, let me have a chocolate milkshake.
Sorry, I would have had. Yeah. Sorry, I had to step away for a second.
All right. You were gonna say? Oh, he's muted again.
Oh, yeah, I would have had the beef and then the spiced rum cake.
All right. Fruitcake. Well, then we end with, as I said, the fancies, the miganardes. Usually final sweets, which are designed to be like a single bite, and the digestif, the drink meant to relax the meal and help promote digestion. This is also, when people would kind of like lean back and have more idle conversations. So for the digestif, you might try, again, brandy, eau de vie, which is flavored liquors, vermouth or other liquors. You might also continue serving tea or red leaf from the previous course as well. Coffee basically or tea. Your actual sweets could include a number of things such as sugar-dusted and buttery Noblesse shortbread, tea cakes, macarons, and little miniature fruit tarts. No, this is a good idea to eat before the game. I'm out here causing violence.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you got a wide variety of small bites to bite.
Brandy and shortbread.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely like buttery shortbread. Hell yeah.
Just brandy for Nicola.
Enos will probably not get alcohol, but he'll probably keep drinking red leaf. But he will have some buttery shortcakes because that sounds fucking delicious.
I do. I'll tell that.
All right.
From tea to brandy and bread.
I mean, that is kind of how it goes,
Also,
But
yes, perfect
after
excuse
all
to
this
go
this winds down, you guys are kind of everybody's talking and so on. You can once the final course is served, everybody can kind of get up from their tables as they're being cleared. You might take a few snacks with you and take your drinks, obviously, but people can stand and mill around or sit at smaller tables, kind of a thing. Mix the company so you're not yelling up and down the tables. If you guys don't have any particular conversations you want, everybody will just keep making idle conversation.
Konrad
And,
probably does take at this
yeah.
point go over and visit Rena at her table.
Sounds all right.
And
Sounds all right.
Probably joining whatever conversations is going on there for a little while.
Enos will probably, make conversation, check in with Noctiluca and Lucy.
Yep.
Make sure everything's going good with there. Probably would not approach the high table, though. Probably would not.
I will check in with. Oh God, where would she be? Where would Alarion be?
With Marin.
Well, but she's not an heir though.
She might have sat with Lady Marin at the high table. I can't imagine them being too far apart. It would be that, or she'd be sitting like at the kids' table.
Then I'll check in with her and Lady Marin because they are my guests, and also Lady Cordwood, I believe, is the other, and basically just all of
Lady
my
Corby,
guests.
yeah.
Corby,
You'll
right.
check in with your guests. That's fine. Got it.
I think Logesh will actually just stay at the Palak table and just converse with them because he hasn't spent much time with them.
It's true. You spent a little because you were assigned Ember
Yeah.
Palak to walk around the fair. You were unfortunately a little too busy in the tournament week to see too many of her matches.
Yes.
My laser side eyes.
Hey.
But, you know, you're hanging out with family. Conrad's hanging out with Rena. Inos is making some rounds. Leslok, any particular sites of conversation you're having?
I can't think of any topics at the moment, but I'm probably just keeping up with like appearances and I guess checking on
Feeling
how
like a good host?
I am probably also checking on how Riss is feeling or how Kev is feeling because it's like I know they also have their own stuff they're juggling, so like might as well.
Everybody seems to be having a good time. You know, good food, good work.
All right then.
The first departure is the high queen. The queen will say that she's going to bed early. She feels like she's had a little bit too much wine, and Princess Estelle and Paloma are going to go with her back to the guest quarters. And so, kind of after that moment, you know, this is when the houses kind of like start working their way to get ready to go. So, you know, Oro, Marin, Ake, Verity, and Ferretti have to kind of make their way out. Verity will probably be trying to make their excuses and depart the very first most. You know, very rich meal, very rich company. You know, it's you know they're more ascetic palate. You know, very very rich. We must away to our manor.
Way.
Sounds like the gang is not necessarily trying to hold them up any, so they will start loading up into carriages.
Mm-hmm.
Marin and Oro would then be the ones probably trying to figure out departure next because of the youth of their charges. Not going to keep everybody up all night. Because obviously, with the big long course of the meal, it's you know well into the night. It's probably around like you know, like 8 or 9 o'clock, you know, or maybe even later, like a third hour after sundown. You know, big long meal, lots of break, and you do have some time for again polite conversation, even if we're not focusing on it. Nicola is probably you're probably like getting ready to go out with the Marin contingent because, as you said, you are their host. They are guests at your residence. So Nicola's kind of going out with there, and well, you know, it's that time again. There's only one way to do. I'm gonna go ahead and make me sense plus. Listen, I always forget because it's written two ways in the book. Is it hearing or listen? Hearing. Okay. Give me sense plus ears.
I have pretty good ears. Yes, I do.
All right. Ash 10s. Nicola 7s.
What am I?
Jesus.
Also 10s.
3 10s.
3 9s.
3 9s.
For hearing, yeah, 8.
I should just be different and take the 2 1s. Nah.
Also 10s. Damn, you guys are all on the ball. So you guys and you know, like I said, you might pick your positions. Leslok, you're probably like out, you know, if not straight up at the front gate. You were probably like out of into the outer bailey, you know, seeing everybody off, being a good host, you know, waving the parties away as they leave the main hall. And the rest of you can kind of be where you would be either with the food or what. But you guys hear several loud sounds, kind of like thumping or maybe a distant booming. There are flashes of light down in the township below, and very shortly after, from Old Town, smoke starts to rise up in great plumes. Looks like it's coming from the older, cheaper row housing. And there are probably, you know, clanging of you know, bells and cries of alarm about, you know, far, far.
Oh.
The township starts to spring into action. let's see. Do I want to? How much cliffhanger do I want to give? How far? No, I think I'll leave you with one more dramatic twist, because I am, very evil.
Evil.
Logesh, you're with the crowd waiting as people are getting up. People are preparing. Kind of pauses everybody as they're getting out to head in the city. Constable Mark Ward, lamplighter, bustles up to you as the fire bells are being rung, and lamplighters and town watch are starting to move down towards the city. And he kind of catches you, and he's like, "Sir, there's a fire. Some kind of fight broke out with them old Smith boys. Some country types. Somebody might have knocked over a lantern. It's fire in the old city, sir."
God damn it. I wish my microphone picked up the deep exhale I just did. I think for cliffhanger's sake, we'll end it with before Logesh responds.
That's a pretty good cut.
So Dallas can leave. Sadly, my first immediate thought, which was get someone to secure and protect the nobles, and then go deal with the situation. Because
right now everybody's in. The only people who are about to leave is Verity is loaded up in their carriages to head out.
My immediate thought was this is a distraction tactic. I might just be paranoid. Don't call me
maybe you are.
Say 100%. You. Anyway, I'm not going to argue with a man who is mute.
Yeah, stuff happened. Blah 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 blah. Sorry, I'm double checking something.
But is he deaf?
No, he's not deaf.
No, he can hear me. That's why he's responding to me and calling me out. Okay, David, sorry. Oh. No. What is Omega looking up now?
I'm just checking some stuff.
Some secrets and stuff.
But yeah, the session is gonna, like you said, I think it's better if we wind it down.
Sounds good.
Before Logesh responses, dramatic fire.
It's the Smith boys. And then just cut.
Yeah, it's like you actually haven't been doing anything about it.
It's true. Yes.
Yeah.
Been sitting on that one. And it sounds like there's some guys going on, some out of town rowdies.
You mean the fact that I haven't done my mission at all, which was in bold letters resolve the Smith boys?
Well, guess what? I think that will be resolved. I don't think you get the XP on it, but the job will be resolved.
Hey, Omega, perfectly fine considering how long it's taking me and how, in fact, I haven't actually done anything for it, so understandable.
So I have me making a decision. But yeah, this is gonna end the sesh. So I think everybody was present. Everybody was in character. So that's 2 XP for everybody.
Yay!
Yay.
Did not actually find a good time to have Nicola's drinks come up.
No.
I didn't find a way to satisfy my craving in the sauna. Damn it! I didn't prove myself better than my cousins.
I mean, you didn't sneak a casual peek and be like, I'm bigger.
That's also not how that one works.
Sure can.
I didn't try to like.
Well, I mean, it gives you the dice roll. There's no
I know,
EXP reward
I know,
associated
I know.
with cravings. Is what I'm getting at.
Didn't try to.
Nicola
yeah.
finished his mission though, so now he has to come up with a new one.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And
But
next session,
next session
hopefully
we'll have
after we
very.
finish your Megan. You are the DM.
No, I was gonna say next session we'll get into it, and everybody should be ready to kick off the night by being ready to roll policing.
Yeah.
Right then.
Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to look something up real quick. But is there anything that else that we need to get on air?
No, I don't think so. Like, comment, and subscribe, everybody.
Thanks for sticking around, and hopefully you aren't feeling super hungry.
I'm
They
so
are.
glad. I'm so glad I ate an entire fucking pizza.
I warned you. I'm like, gang, it's gonna be bad.
No, I'm like. No, I'm glad. I'm like, wait.
I
no.
have prepared my
any
most
time.
delicious potions.
And we curse you for it.
Well, now you curse me for another thing. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna end the recording. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Goodbye.
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 Good night, everybody.
Good night.